Hey, good afternoon or good after good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day, everyone. Hopefully you're doing well. Just give me a second. Gonna be setting some stuff up here. Got some TikTok. Gotta sign into the TikTok. Okay, I think it's gonna let me do what I gotta do. I'm not too certain. I can never figure this out if it's working. It's connected. It says it's there. All right, let's see. TikTok, turn it on. Stream title. We're watching Dynamite tonight. Tonight, Dynamite is going to be a very interesting show. We got the semifinal matchup between Hangman Adam Page and Kyle Fletcher. So that's going to be good. We're also going to see an 8-man tag match. Mark Briscoe, Speedball Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight, and Kenny Omega taking on the Elite. That's going to be fun. MJF is still trying to get into the Hurt Syndicate. So we also have that as well. It's going to be a good show. I think it's going to be a good Dynamite tonight. So I am excited. Welcome on in. I think the TikTok is working. I don't know if the YouTube working? The YouTube is working. YouTube working, not showing up on it, but it is working. So hopefully you guys are doing well. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Happy hump day to you. boy, 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 boy. We also dropped a new episode of the Ringside Rundown podcast. You can check out the latest episode here. That is a Spotify link. But as I always say, the podcast is available on multiple different platforms, not just Spotify, but also on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio Podcasts, Audible, Amazon Music. Basically, wherever you get podcasts and you listen to podcasts, all you got to do is search Ringside Rundown and you should be able to find it there easily. Hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button so that way you never miss an episode. Gonna check to see. Again, I'm checking to see if stuff is working. I don't know if stuff is working. It's just showing me my recordings. I need real life. It says it's on. I don't have anybody here that could assist me and let me know that it's working on TikTok. And for some reason you go to check on the phone. Oh, that's probably why it's not doing it. Hello, Eric. Good thing I started early, I tell you. Good thing I start early because if not, we'd be in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. Failed to start stream. Okay, awesome. Failed to start stream. Okay, awesome. Let's okay. Okay, this. Let's turn that off and then do it. Uh Go live. Failed to start stream. This is not a good start, ladies and gentlemen. We're having difficulties tonight on the stream. I've been trying to get on TikTok for like a couple days now, trying to get this to work. And it hasn't been very kind to me. So just trying to figure this out. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is why I start early, to get all this stuff out of the way and just chit chat with you guys. Why is it saying failed to start stream? Let's load from web and let's see if it'll let me log in via web. Okay, that's cool. Just make it 10 times more difficult when you can cut down the timing. But I tell you, but I digress. How's everybody's week going? Hopefully everybody's doing well. Continue. Let's see if it'll let me in now. Oh my God, this is so annoying. Logged in. Now are you gonna let me do it? Huh? Now let's see if it's gonna let me. Failed to start stream. Okay. I guess it's just not gonna work tonight. It's just not gonna work. It's not gonna let me go live on TikTok, I don't think. I don't know if I am live or not. I can't tell you. TikTok, Canvas, TikTok. And let's see if it'll go live now. All right. I did it. I did the best I could. I put it on the TikTok canvas. I think it's doing it. I don't know. I'm doing the best I can. But anyway, like I said, we got a Dynamite for you guys. Should be a good one. We got an 8-man tag match. Kenny Omega, Speedball Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight, and Mark Briscoe take on the Young Bucks and Mr. Okada. Now, I forgot I had the thumbnail. I got to look back at the thumbnail because I had the Elite on there, but I only saw the Young Bucks and Okada. I can't remember who was the other individual that is teaming with them. But it's supposed to be an 8-man tag match. But it should be good. Also, the one I'm looking forward to the most, as you can see, I got my Hangman Adam Page Elite shirt on. Classic. Hangman Page is going to be taking on Kyle Fletcher, and that is a semifinal match for the Owen Hart Cup tournament. Semifinal. Moving on to see who's the final going to be at, what's the next pay-per-view? What the hell is the next pay-per-view for AEW? Double or Nothing. Double or Nothing is the next pay-per-view. Took me a while to remember. Also, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, the latest episode of the Ringside Rundown podcast is also on YouTube if you would like to check it out on YouTube. YouTube.com/@RingsideRunPod. That is also where we are multi-streaming. I know the YouTube works just fine. No problem there. But I guess the TikTok is working. We got people joining in the TikTok already. If you're in TikTok, if you're in the chat, please say hello. Don't be shy. Would love to see your wonderful names because I can't see your faces, obviously. Would love to see your wonderful names. No, that wouldn't work. Ah, yes. And we're also, another funny bit that I'm kind of into is whether or not the Hurt Syndicate is going to let MJF join their little group. They've kind of, Shelton Benjamin says it's all good. Shelton Benjamin gave MJF the thumbs up. The one that's hard to convince now is Bobby Lashley, the Almighty. He's the last person that MJF needs to convince in order to join the Hurt Syndicate. He wants to join the Hurt Syndicate. He wants to be a part of the fun that is of hurting people, because that's what the Hurt Syndicate does. They hurt people. I don't know if you know that, but that's the word on the street, is that the Hurt Syndicate hurt people. So, watch out there. I'm gonna, it's bugging me to find out who the fourth man in that 8-man tag match for tonight is. It's bugging me, and it's making me mad. Why can't you just... Why? Is it this one? No, it's that. I tell you, computers and technology drive me insane. It lets me in my machine finally. What was I looking up? AEW. They didn't announce any women's matches tonight. No matches in the women's division was mentioned for tonight. Or maybe I missed it. No, I didn't miss it. I forgot to mention it. Timeless Tony Storm versus Mayu Yamashita. That should be a good one. Ricochet is the fourth person. So it's the Elite and Ricochet. Of course, you got to get the bald guy in there. That's the one I was missing. That's why, Ricochet, you take it or leave it with Ricochet, You take it or leave it with Ricochet. Sometimes you remember Ricochet. Sometimes you forget about him. In this case, I sadly forgot Ricochet was going to be there. But we are less than a minute away from AEW Dynamite starting tonight. Thank you for joining me, whether it's on Twitch, TikTok, or YouTube. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining in on the fun. Glad to know that the TikTok is actually working because we have people joining in. So I appreciate you being here. Once again, big 8-man tag match. The Elite, the Young Bucks, and Kazuchika Okada team up with Ricochet to take on Kenny Omega, Speedball Mike Bailey, Mark Briscoe, and Kevin Knight. Also in action, Hangman Page and Kyle Fletcher do battle in the Owen Hart Memorial Cup Tournament semi-final to determine who goes to the final. Timeless Tony Storm will take on Mayu Yamashita. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I don't know if it's Mayu or Miyu. I'm thinking Mayu, but I don't know. I don't have Jeff here. I wish I had Jeff here. Jeff could tell me. Jeff is our resident Joshi expert. He lets me know everything that happens in the Joshi world, but he's not here right now. He works hard. He works for the posters. Vertical scenes, vertical sources. Ay. But we should be starting the show in just a couple seconds here. There we are.
It's Wednesday! You know what that means?
It is Wednesday.
Is live on TBS and Matt Excalibur, joined by the ineffable Tony Schiavone, the human suplex machine Taz, and we are diving straight into the action here tonight.
Let's see what match is going to kick it off first.
Reach for the sky.
The 8-man tag match. I don't understand why they do this. AEW does this all the time, and it's so fucking confusing. This match should be the main event. I don't know. To me, I always think that this match should be a match like this, of this caliber, should be the main event, but I don't work for AEW.
And it has been non-stop talk about this one.
We have some phenomenal athletes in this 8-man tag, but of course everybody has been talking about Kenny Omega on one side, Okada on the other, and that is going to come to fruition. We got a great crowd. That's fever pitch here tonight, guys. Take a look here in Norfolk, Virginia.
Joining him next, Speedball Mike Bailey and the Jet, Kevin Knight.
So we can't have them come out with their own entrance?
That has been referred to as Jet
Confuse
Speed.
the
Speedball
shit
Mike
out of me right
Bailey
here.
two newcomers to
Speedball
AEW.
Mike Bailey,
Turned
Kevin
a
Knight.
lot of heads 1 week ago at Dynamite.
I love these dudes. Very entertaining wrestlers. Again, this should be very good.
And definitely these two guys have definitely made a lot of noise.
Mike Bailey high fives the fans with his feet. I don't know if I would be down with that. I don't know if I'd be down with that. That might weird me out. Because the man doesn't wear shoes. At least when he wrestles, he doesn't wear shoes. And the fact that he high fives the fans with his feet, I don't know. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that.
From Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, weighing 224 pounds, he is the AEW International Champion. He is Kenny
That's a lot of fire. A lot of fire. Golly. Nobody else is getting pyro tonight. I just knocked out my headphones. Nobody's getting pyro tonight. I'm telling you, tonight's stream is scuffed already.
That he referred to as family, as brothers, and against a man in the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, that Kenny Omega has undeniable in-ring chemistry with as a part of 4 historic battles nearly a decade ago.
Oh, there's no doubt. You're telling no lies, Excalibur. Listen to these people. Loving Kenny. I think what's amazing about Kenny, one of the many things amazing, is the fact that he has battled back from his illness, and right now looks
So we got the
better
4 of
than
these
ever,
guys
and
in
is
there.
still
Kenny
performing on a
Omega,
high level.
Mark Briscoe,
Says a
Kevin
lot
Knight,
about his
Speedball Mike Bailey
dedication
taking on the Elites and Ricochet. Here's Ricochet right here. See what kind of bald antics they're going to get in tonight. How are they going to make it known that Ricochet is bald?
No shortage of confidence, but a man who came up on the losing end of things 1 week ago against Mark Briscoe, but that did not go down well with Briscoe, but that led to the appearance of Kevin Knight to run off Ricochet, to prevent Ricochet from pulling those scissors.
A lot of stories, a lot of problems between these 8 men. It's going to be electric to open up a great Dynamite.
Next, from Rancho Cucamonga, California, at a combined win of 417.
I can't think of a time I remembered that the Young Bucks would be teaming with Ricochet. Young Bucks not coming up through the middle.
3-time former AEW World Tag Team Champions, the men who returned to the AEW ring last week for the first time in 6 months, and it did not appear that they had lost a step. Yeah,
Somebody's got a Ricochet gives Bald a bad name.
For the Bucks last week, pioneers of this company.
Uh-oh, the coin just dropped, guys. There he is. Did you guys know that the Continental Championship exists?
Is the AEW Continental Champion.
I don't know if you knew that. But the Continental Championship exists. And Kazuchika Okada is the champion. I don't know if you knew that.
from the beginning of 2017 and over the course of 18 months, Kazuchika Okada and Kenny Omega made pro wrestling history together. There was a time, Tony Schiavone, when we thought they had shared the ring on opposing sides for the last time.
Right.
Tonight, this is something special. This is something unexpected.
This is something we always wanted to see from the formation of AEW. We wanted to see Kazuchika Okada on one side, Kenny Omega on the other. They both are here. They're both in AEW, and they are both champions. And look at Kenny Pace. He wants it too, man. Wow, what a
Kenny
moment.
wants a piece of Okada.
Omega
He still holds
pacing forward, pushing aside, referee Rick Knox.
some beef grudge.
Face the Continental Champion.
They're jaw-jacking Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada.
Talking some stuff, I believe, Taz.
Yeah, well, Schiavone, you just hit on this before it happened, and there it is, the tension between Okada and Kenny. It's definitely a holy S moment, as the people here in Norfolk are saying.
Yeah, again, Kenny was just pacing around the ring, and you knew what he was pacing for.
Looks like they're going to kick it off, guys.
Oh, wow. Okada and Omega are going to kick off the action in this 8-man tag match.
Kazuchika Okada, he's been moving over, menacing Kenny Omega for months. Ever since Omega won that international championship, Okada is the Rainmaker, backing off from the collar and elbow tie-up and tagging out to Nicholas Jackson.
Hey, that's smart in my opinion. Okada is not going to let this audience or AEW or Kenny Omega dictate how he's going to wrestle or who he's going to wrestle.
Think about that. Kenny Omega, his heart rate is up, his adrenaline is up. He is completely amped. And then Okada just
Everybody gets blasted by the Elite and Ricochet,
What happens for that blink of an eye?
leaving Kenny Omega in the ring alone, getting beat down by the Elite.
Kenny made a small mistake, and they usually doesn't make
Now
it.
the
That was
Elite and
for
Ricochet
a
take
split
time to
second,
gloat for
turned
the
his back,
fans.
enabling everybody to come in and take control.
Poor Kenny
It
Omega.
happened to the best for sure. And you're
He
right,
didn't
it was a
deserve
split
this.
second. Well, right now, look at this.
Big chop from Kenny Omega to Nicholas Jackson.
No more, meaning one half of the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. Nicholas Jackson.
Thump to the eye by Nicholas Jackson. Omega, thus far, seeing the only
Knuckle lock
legal
from
action
Nicholas
for his
Jackson.
team.
Escalera.
Of this match is Nicholas Jackson. Arm drag takes Omega down, but Omega
Nice arm drag.
Nicholas snaps
Nice
off, quick arm drag.
Arm drag again.
Dictating the pace here on Omega.
You know, Nicholas, he climbed those ropes like it was easy while he had an arm ringer on Omega. Nicholas just makes it look easy.
Matthew on the outside with an arm wringer on Kenny Omega. But apparently Kazuchika Okada was tagged in. I don't even think the referee saw the tag.
Well, that elbow went right into the elbow joint. The elbow of Okada into the elbow of...
Giving it back to Matthew Jackson on the outside apron.
Continuing that,
More arm
that
ringers.
pump arm breaker, Tony.
Yeah, it's great teamwork. They really have a lot
And
of
now they
confidence
tag
each
in
other. And here
Ricochet.
comes Ricochet in. Boy, what a...
Ricochet off the top with the double stomp to the
He
wrist.
can do it all, man.
Meanwhile, it's funny. Look at Matthew. He just keeps his back to the ring. He's just trying to placate to the cameras.
Lasciviously leering at the
Wait,
camera.
look at now, more.
More arm ringers from Matthew Jackson. All right. All right.
Show him up is what they want to do.
What are they doing? Why is he hip thrusting like that? Now he's doing the Macho Man. What is going on with the Young Bucks? Kenny Omega reverses the arm ringer. No. This is fantastic already. Oh, no.
Okada trying to call off Matthew Jackson.
Pump it up there, Matt.
Bald. Yeah, bald.
That is not the trademark head of hair that
Bald.
Kenny Omega possesses.
Yo, even the Young Bucks get in on the bald joke. Jesus Christ.
Omega, atomic drop.
Atomic drop. Matthew gets knocked off the apron.
Tag made to Speedball Mike Bailey.
Here's Speedball Mike Bailey.
There you go.
And in comes Briscoe also. Kevin Knight getting in the mix too. Briscoe. The clothesline in the corner.
Jesus.
Splash shot from Bailey and Omega big back elbow.
Ricochet slumping down to his knees. Yeah, Ricochet, he's defenseless.
Kevin Knight, Mike Bailey in the ring right now.
And there's nobody on his corner to bail him out for a tag as this team of jet speed.
Ricochet gets hit with the high-low sweep.
Big splash by Kevin Knight, Bailey, and Knight working in tandem, sending Ricochet into the ropes. Double hip toss.
Wow.
Cartwheel.
Jesus Christ, talk about a blitzkrieg of offense here.
Symmetry. These two young
Ladies and
men
gentlemen, if
each
you're
have
watching on
4
Twitch right now,
wins
just to let you know in a
since
couple
signing with
minutes,
AEW.
you're going to
They're
get hit with a
looking
block of Twitch
spectacular here.
advertisements.
And fans
If you would like to
still come
avoid those
tonight
Twitch
on Dynamite.
advertisements,
We will
please
hear
consider
live
hitting the
from
subscribe
Nigel
button down
Jacob
below.
and MJF. He
For
is
$5.99 American, you can avoid advertisements, get cool emotes to use in chat, 15% off our Ringside Rundown merchandise store, and a special section of our Discord opens up where you can watch Dynamite if you don't have Dynamite in your area, if you don't have access to Dynamite. With the Twitch subscription, whether it's a regular Twitch subscription or a Prime subscription. If you have Twitch Prime, you can use that as well. It gives you the option. And that comes included with your Amazon Prime subscription. So you get that if you need access. It's in our Discord, 1080p, 60 frames, clear cut. You won't miss a thing.
We will find out in tonight's main event.
So great to see so
Looks
many
like
stories
Kyle
in
Fletcher,
this
Hangman,
match.
Adam Page is going to be tonight's main event. I thought this 8-man tag was going to be the main event, but apparently it's the Owen Hart tournament semifinal. I'm not complaining. Elbow drop missed by Mark Briscoe. Elbow drop missed by Matthew. Missed by Speedball. Missed by Okada. Missed by Kevin Knight. Missed by Ricochet. Missed by Omega. Missed by Nicholas Jackson. Nobody's hitting any elbows tonight.
Yeah, we got an 8-way standoff here.
Nobody's hitting any elbows tonight.
And here they go again.
All 8 men are in the ring right now, beating the hell out of each other.
Things
Couple of those 8 men go on to the outside of the ring. Inside of the ring is the Young Bucks and Speedball Mike Bailey and Mark Briscoe. A little do-si-do, crane kick action. Crane kick always works. If you haven't seen Cobra Kai, what's wrong with you?
Here the action continues live on Dynamite.
All right, they're going in picture. This gives me a little bit of time to talk. Hey, if you're listening or watching on the streams, whether it's TikTok, Twitch, or YouTube, say hello, especially on TikTok, because I don't know if the TikTok is working. I can't see what you guys see, unlike with YouTube and Twitch. I can see this stream. I know the quality of the stream. I know it's working good. TikTok gives me none of that, because I don't use TikTok Studio. I have to use the multi-streaming. So, again, if you're watching on TikTok and you're enjoying the stream, don't be afraid to say hello. If you want to lurk, that's okay. Just let me know by typing in lurk in the chat. I'll know to leave you alone and let you enjoy the stream. Right now, Mark Briscoe's in there. It looks like he's in there. I want to say one of the Young Bucks. Kenny Omega's on the outside with Ricochet, getting ready to pound away on his skull as he does that. Man, he's really beating the shit out of Ricochet. Back in the ring, it's Speedball Mike Bailey and Nicholas Jackson. Axe kick from Mike Bailey. Then a round kick right to the fucking sternum. Wake up! Mike Bailey tells Nicholas. He says, wake up, buddy. Whoa! Matthew almost got the business with the feats. Okada gets tagged in. Okada grabs a hold of Mike Bailey, but Mike Bailey breaks loose. Comes off the ropes, and Okada hits him with a flapjack. Okada looking like this is easy business. Okada goes for the cover. Mike Bailey kicks out at 2 with Kevin Knight entering the ring. Nice up and over from Ricochet. A little bit of a Fargo strut. Goes for the cover finally. And Mike Bailey kicks out at 2. Ricochet now stomping away on the back of Mike Bailey. As we get back to the action.
Come back to Aew Dynamite. We are live on TBS and Max as Ricochet with the advantage on Speedball Mike
Ricochet
Bailey.
looking for a powerbomb. Speedball Mike Bailey fights out of it. Ricochet takes out the good guys on the apron.
You know what
I don't know how smart that was to do by yourself, but he did it. Goes for a Northern Light suplex. Doesn't get it. Now we got Matthew Jackson in there. Oh, now we get the Locomotion Northern Light suplex.
And Matthew. Locomotion Northern Light suplex.
From, Ricochet turned it into a suplex. Matthew went for another Northern Lights Locomotion.
Shown here by Ricochet and Matthew Jackson.
What the fuck are they doing? What the fuck is this?
He looks wonderful with it.
What the fuck was that?
It's not going to last. There you go.
What is that? What was that?
16-year-old Ricochet right there. That tag made. The action is red hot here tonight on TBS and fans.
He flexed with another man's hair.
Collision.
He flexed with another man's hair. What world are we living in right now?
On a special broadcast channel on TBS and streaming on Max for Collision this Saturday.
You know, I was talking about how big of a deal this match is for all of us, for me to call this, but being on TBS on a Saturday night is a big deal for me.
I bet, Tom.
Matthew going for a brain buster.
To get back on TBS on a Saturday night.
His back gave out on Speedball Mike Bailey, so he tags in Ricochet.
It's actually 8 o'clock.
No, I know, but I know. Pass. You always got to correct me, damn it.
Talking about the freeway in California.
Well, that's what I meant.
And now Ricochet's going for the brain
Now
buster.
looking for another brain buster.
Speedball fights out of that one.
And that hit its mark.
Okada gets tagged in.
Okada, though, just shutting Bailey down. That double sledge right between the shoulder blades. That's Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker.
Oh, now Okada's going for the brain buster. Okay.
Looking for the
He's got him
brain
up.
buster, but
Mark Briscoe and Kevin Knight
bringing Bailey back down to
assist
earth, and
Bailey get down to his feet. So no brain buster there. Uh-oh. We got a quadruple brain buster. Quadruple brain buster. It more looks like, oh wait, it got reversed into
Well, it
suplexes.
didn't work out quite the way the Elite wanted.
Yeah.
Well,
How
they're
about
standing
that?
tall, the Elite. They were. I know, they were. They are.
We talk about trying to establish some momentum. It's been hard for all 8 men here.
Slingshot crossbody on all 4 corners of the ring
As Kevin Knight,
from the good
Bailey,
guys.
Mark Briscoe and Kenny Omega take to the skies and take down the opposition here tonight in our opening contest.
Very impressive by all 4 athletes right there.
Okada gets rolled back in the ring.
To the ring as Mark Briscoe, that right hand just battering.
Kevin Knight is in the
Jackson.
ring.
Now, Kevin Knight, the Jet. Kevin Knight, product of the New Japan Pro Wrestling Dojo, taking the fight to one of the winningest former
Nice missile drop kick from Speedball Mike Bailey.
What a missile drop kick.
Nicholas
My God.
Jackson gets tagged in. Kevin Knight gets tagged in and beats him to the punch.
Blasting Nicholas Jackson with those lariats.
His lariats are lethal.
And the reversal, Knight elevates
Nice
up and over.
evasion from Kevin Knight and another lariat.
And an emphatic
Very nicely
shot.
done.
3 in a row by Knight.
Quickness and strength by the Jet.
Ooh,
And then, of course,
Nicholas
there
gets
is
the
veteran.
boot up. Kevin Knight catches him with a jumping Rana.
Great job by Knight. Gonna get him here.
Cover 2.
And Nicholas kicks out.
As you know from personal experience, just how difficult it is to get the elevation, the height on those flat-footed Hurricane Ranas in the
Jawbreaker
Yeah,
from Nicholas.
You used to do it all the time.
In front of
Gets
people.
caught by Kevin Knight, who hits him with a giant scoop
nice.
slam.
Once again, lining up that
Goes for that UFO
One step ahead that
splash.
time, Nick.
And the knees up in the midsection as Nick looking for some relief from his corner. Ricochet clears out Briscoe, clears out Bailey. And just a kick to the side of the head on Kenny Omega.
The tag was made. Matthew Jackson legal for his side.
Kenny has not been able to get up
Both
to
the
the
Young
corner
Bucks
here
are in the
quite a
ring.
while now. And the fans want to see him in, but it's been very tough for him. Now he's up.
Kenny Omega gets tagged in from Knight. Sledgehammer blows. Goes right after Okada. Okada says, no, thank you. No, thank you.
Kenny said, get in here.
Yeah, Kenny definitely wanted Okada. But he has to contend.
Young Bucks in there with Omega. They
They
telegraph the back body drop.
But remember, Kenny Omega, a former AEW World Tag Team Champion in his own right. The switch on that attempted Dragon suplex. Matthew on a nice switch.
Uh-oh. Omega almost got dropped, but he gets caught. Oh, super
Omega
kick.
being held by Okada and Nicholas, and now
Right to the dome piece into the arms of Nicholas and Okada. Super kick to Mike Bailey, who was coming in, running in.
Omega's in trouble here. He's
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he definitely is. You're right. He can hardly stand Okada's.
That's right.
What the fuck are they doing here?
Nicholas Jackson, Ricochet, both men.
Woo! Tandem.
Tandem offense from Nicholas
Thank
Jackson.
you. Thank you, Excalibur, for taking the words out of my mouth.
Fans don't go anywhere. Our opening contest continues.
Another commercial break. Another picture-in-picture commercial break. All right. This one's going a little long. Again, this is why I said this should have been the main event. I would have figured this would be the main event. How easy it is to put this in the main event. It's killing it. So far, I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time. Hopefully you are, whether you're watching on Twitch, TikTok, or YouTube. If you're watching on any of those platforms, don't be afraid to say hello. Especially on the TikTok, because again, I don't know if the TikTok is working. So if you could throw me like a testing in the chat, a hello, how you doing, in the chat so I know it's working. So you can actually see my face. I don't even know if you see like the AEW Dynamite graphic on the window. I don't know if you see the little social media ticker. I don't even know if you see the little chat above my head on TikTok. I don't know nothing. So if you see any of that on TikTok, please say hello. I'd appreciate it so I know shit is working correctly. We're in picture-in-picture watching Dynamite 8-man tag action. The Elite and Ricochet taking on Omega, Kevin Knight, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Mark Briscoe. Right now, the Elite are really doing a number on Kenny Omega. Okada tags in Ricochet. Ricochet gonna use his bald head. Ricochet, Kokeshi headbutt. All right, nice. Goes for the cover off the headbutt. Gets the 2 count. Kenny Omega kicks out. Ricochet's got an odd-shaped head. I'm not going to lie. Hi, what's going on, Fo? How are you doing? Fo DJ in the TikTok chat saying what's up. How you doing, Fo? Good to see you. Happy Wednesday to you. Hopefully you're doing good, Fo. Ricochet has got Kenny Omega grounded. His arms to the side. Kenny Omega trying to get back to his feet, but Ricochet just rakes the back before we go into a full commercial break. So since we're in a full commercial break, ladies and gentlemen, I said earlier where you could check out the Ringside Rundown podcast. It's a podcast about pro wrestling. So if you like pro wrestling, you like podcasts, I implore you to check out the Ringside Rundown. Our latest episode we just dropped this morning. And the way we do it on the show is basically we answer questions sent in by listeners of the show. It's all question and answer based. No reviews and all that stuff. We only save that stuff for the premium live events and the pay-per-views. But for now, we just answer questions. We had a lot of questions about WrestleMania. People still want to talk about WrestleMania. Mainly the lack of involvement from The Rock after making such a big deal at Elimination Chamber with John Cena's heel turn and all that. We also talk about Aleister Black's return. We talk about a whole host of things on there. So check it out if you get the chance as we head back to the action.
AEW Dynamite, Kenny Omega in serious trouble at the hands of Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. Ricochet and his longtime nemesis, the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada.
Kenny Omega fighting out of the predicament. Looks like he's gonna get a tag, but all three tag team partners get yanked off of the apron before Kenny Omega can make a tag. Matthew goes for the super kick, fakes it into the DDT.
And Matthew Jackson, very complimentary of his performance thus far. His own performance.
It was a great DDT, but he's not trying to make a pin here at all.
Matthew tags in Ricochet.
Kenny Moore, I don't know what the
Ricochet goes for a springboard 450. Omega moves out of the way and just palms Ricochet's bald head. He just palmed his head with like a Kotaro Crusher almost. Just like
Mark Briscoe stretches that arm
crazy.
out.
Mark's the only one on the apron right now, Excalibur.
By far the man.
Kenny Omega trying to wake himself up. Matthew gets tagged in. Mark Briscoe gets tagged in. We haven't seen much of Mark Briscoe in this match. He's using a little bit of that redneck kung fu to take out the Young Bucks.
Shots. The strike to Matthew. The elbows to Nicholas. Now the waist lock by Matthew Jackson. Boots up though by Briscoe.
Nice insecurity there.
By Briscoe, huh? Wow. Tremendous explosion on that NZK.
Oh, Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey come running in, take out the Young Bucks. Okada comes running in, kicking everybody in the gut. Oh, shit. Flying kick takes out Ricochet from Mark Briscoe.
Guys, this match has been going on over 20 minutes with no end in sight. Gotta say, it's one of the most amazing matches we've ever had to open up that.
Whoa, what a move from Speedball Mike Bailey. Holy shit, Kevin Knight goes over the top and takes out both the Young Bucks. This is insane.
Now Mark Briscoe inside the ring.
Fisherman Buster, nicely done.
1, 2.
Okada kicks out.
Wow, what a kick out by Okada. I thought Briscoe had him, but
I did too, man.
no, he kicked out, yeah.
And Taz, you would have to imagine if Briscoe pinned the Continental Champion, Briscoe could make a compelling case for himself to get the next shot at that title.
Well, dang, that would make sense.
Briscoe, the double underhook is in. He's looking for the J Driller. But Okada
Fights out of the J Driller. Air raid crash neck breaker.
That's tough, right on your high vertebrae and high part of your spine and the back of your skull also.
Oh shit. What's Okada gonna do? Okada going for that nice looking elbow drop of his.
He can dish out like
Nah, that was a shitty version of the elbow. What was that? What was that?
He thinks he has this match in hand.
Okada coasting, bro.
The salute to the fans watching this around the world, and the salute specifically for Kenny Omega.
Wow. Just wants Omega to get in the ring. Wants to lure him in the ring.
Mike Bailey in there.
Yeah, Okada's jaw's in Virginia Beach somewhere after that one.
Woo! Nice sequence. Super kick. Holy shit. A super kick took out Bailey easy. Whoa. Oh, nice Pele.
The athleticism on display is absolutely amazing.
Oh, double stomp from Ricochet.
Yeah, what a vertical leap by Ricochet.
Exploder suplex.
He's not out of this one. No.
Shotgun drop kick. This action is crazy, ladies and gentlemen.
And now it comes down to Kenny and Okada.
Little stare down for a moment. Kenny points to the referee, says, "Be quiet, I want to come in." I love it.
Kenny can do that. He's an EVP. He doesn't need a fucking tag. He's the boss. This is what people want to see.
Okada picking up right where they left off, and
Okada getting the upper, or Omega getting the upper hand. Okada switches it, goes for the drop kick. Kenny stops his momentum. Omega looked like he's already going for the one-winged angel. Drop step into the Snapdragon.
This is unbelievable, Excalibur.
And bang. V-trigger set up, but he gets Okada drop kick.
Unbelievable. What a drop kick, Taz.
Good gravy. That drop kick is a thing of beauty. Rainmaker into the super kick. He ducked the Rainmaker, but caught a super kick to the throat. Ladies and gentlemen, this is crazy.
In come Bailey, in come Knight.
Scoop slam, Mike Bailey gets dropped, Kevin Knight gets dropped.
Going on here?
What a setup.
Kenny's about to get pile driven. That's just Briscoe.
What is this?
Knight and Bailey are down as Ricochet and Nicholas.
What the hell is going to happen here?
I've never seen anything like this in my life.
Up to the top and
What the fuck
dropping
is
the
that?
senton, the tombstone.
Tombstone
Senton.
senton? And Briscoe kicks out. Briscoe kicked out of that, and Okada can't believe it.
What a kick out by Briscoe.
Mark Briscoe, I thought was dead. They came right back.
Mark Briscoe, I thought was
He's all up in
dead.
the air, man.
Nicholas just called for his brother. He said, Matthew, let's
BT
go.
trigger on Mark Briscoe. He evades it.
There's so much fight in Mark Briscoe. It's unbelievable.
And the BTE
Mark
trigger.
Briscoe drops the ropes, and both Young Bucks go flying out.
As
Ricochet goes following
over the top.
Watch from
into the Young Bucks. Holy crap.
The ring though, Okada. Brings Briscoe
Okada,
towards center.
Rainmaker set up, evaded, set up into the Jay Driller. Boom! Jay Driller.
One, two, no!
Ricochet breaks up the pin cover.
Wow. If Ricochet didn't break it up, Briscoe was getting the win.
Yes, you are right. It was Ricochet that saved it, literally.
My man Okada landed right on top of his beam. I am telling you.
Okay, guillotine there on Mark Briscoe as Ricochet ascends to the top. But wait a second, Bailey.
Oh shit, Bailey with an insecurity to the back of the head.
Bailey with Ricochet up on the shoulders. As,
Oh, what
wait a
is
second,
this?
Kevin Knight.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Whoa!
Ricochet goes down.
Oh, buddy, Kevin Knight with the hops.
Can you believe we get to see a match like this on TBS and Max? You don't have to go to Reseda, California for this one.
Yeah, we're just starting.
Kenny Omega,
Kenny,
Tope takes out everybody. Everybody get taken out with the Tope.
Omega standing triumphant.
Mark Briscoe in the
Back
ring with
inside the
Okada
ring,
has got
Briscoe.
Okada on his shoulders.
Death Valley Driver.
Death
on
Valley
Okada.
Driver.
And Briscoe, he could be thinking Froggy Bow.
Marcus had a great match amongst all of this.
Ricochet knocks Mark Briscoe off the top rope.
Wait. Okada.
And right into the Rainmaker.
1, 2, 3.
Damn. Great match. Great match.
Ricochet, the Young Bucks, and Kazuchika Okada.
Oh, you got to give a massive assist to Ricochet Excalibur. That helped capture that win.
Yeah, you have to imagine Ricochet smiling after that one, but you know, you see smiling after that one. But Ted, that Rainmaker, to have a weapon that potent in your back pocket, that is why Kazuchika Okada is not only one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, but the most dangerous.
Yeah, but that Rainmaker, for sure, you're right. I mean, he is that man right there. Okada has taken many an athlete out for many, many years with that devastating clothesline. Step through the way he does it with his height. Schiavone comes down with it. It's impactful.
And payback for Ricochet after his match against Mark Briscoe a week ago, and that's why the smile.
Great match all the way around by all.
What a way to kick off the action.
He's still bald.
It's only getting hotter from
You're
here.
flexing with another man's hair, dude. That's weird. Here's the Hurt Syndicate.
That's real fun to say, right? You know what's even funnier than that? When you actually do it. What? No, my God!
Jesus Christ. Why would you try to be friends with the Hurt Syndicate? That guy just jumped into the pylon for no reason. And he just got dominated into the laundry basket. They hurt people. That's what they do. They hurt people.
Yeah, we get it, man. Hey, but look, can we address the elephant in the room, Bobby? No. Come on, man. You know what I'm talking about, man.
Look, I was skeptical about MJF also. But this ain't about MJF. This is about us trusting MVP. Come on, man. Plus, he's funny, and I know you like that car.
I can buy my own damn
Of
car.
course you can. You've already had 2 cars like that. We know that. But this is what this is about. MJF can be beneficial to us. Have I ever steered you wrong before? I've never let you guys down. And if MJF screws us over, we will hurt him like he's never been hurt before. Huh? All right. Let's get some
I
work.
guess that works out. It
anything
makes
happens to
sense. I guess that's the way to look at it. If he screws up, if he does anything to screw us over, we just beat the hell out of him. That's not a bad idea. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let you know, like I said, we're live on YouTube and TikTok. Live on TikTok right now, tiktok.com/@ringside_rundown. You could check out the link there. For anybody that's watching the TikTok, don't be afraid to say hello. I don't bite. Or if you just want to lurk, don't be afraid to lurk and just watch the stream, which is basically just my face talking about wrestling. Well, you guys would be listening to the... It's so weird how streaming works out. It's so weird how weird it is. It's just weird to me. But anyway, we just saw an 8-man tag match that was really, really good. I actually enjoyed it. Sad that the good guys didn't win. Sad that the bad guys, the Elite and specifically Ricochet, got the win. But you know what it is. You know what it is. Thank you guys for all of the likes that you're sending in on TikTok. I appreciate all of those likes. We've only been on for what, 44 minutes and 129 likes. Holy crap. That's a lot of likes. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, whoever's been dropping all those likes. Right now in commercial break. Just waiting for the show to come back. We still got Timeless Tony Storm in action. The Ops are going to be in action. Oh, man. Also, we're on Instagram as well. So if you want to check out what we got going on Instagram, it's basically links to the podcast and short form highlights of the podcast. Everything that I do here on the stream, I try to chop up and have on social media the next day, you know, because that's what they tell you to be a good content creator. You got to spread out. You got to diversify your platforms. So that's what I try to do. If you catch me looking over my shoulder, it's because I have the baseball game up.
Dynamite live in Norfolk, Virginia, where we are about to get our first look at the Ops since winning the AEW World Trios Championship.
This is a trios bout set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Approaching the ring at a total combined weight of 789 pounds. They are the AEW World Trios Champions, Samoa Joe, Katsuyori Shibata, and Powerhouse Hobbs. The Ops!
2 weeks from tonight.
Ops looks scary, man.
That man on the center of your screen, Samoa Joe, will challenge.
Ops looks scary.
For the AEW
You got Samoa Joe, you got Powerhouse Hobbs,
Chicago.
Shibata.
Seats still available. You can visit AEWTIX.com, but if you can't be there in person, you can see it live 2 weeks from tonight on TBS and Max.
And there's Nick Camarado, Rick Titus, and Miles Hawkins.
Yeah. I know Nick Camarado. I know Rhett Titus.
Red Titus, Miles
Don't know
Hawkins.
Miles Hawkins.
I appreciate their gumption, Tony, but
Yeah.
I don't know how it's going to go for him tonight.
Nick Camarado has been injured. He is back. He is strong. He is really, really intimidating looking, but he's got to be on his best here tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're Moxley, you need to pay attention to every move.
Looks like we're going to start off with Samoa Joe and Rhett
About to
Titus.
kick this thing off because that beach break, I think Mox could be in danger.
And this Saturday, we're in Atlantic City for Collision. That'll be on TBS. Then next Wednesday, we're in Detroit. Wednesday and Thursday in Detroit. As Excalibur said, Beach Break is coming to Chicago. At the
Chop
Arena,
from Rhett
Wednesday, May
Titus.
14th.
Does nothing to Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe just lit him up with a chop of his own.
Feeling the force
Holy
of Samoa
Moses.
Joe. Those chops first, now the jabs. To the jaw of the body, now that kicks. Rhett Titus getting broken down in the corner.
Poor Rhett Titus.
As now Samoa Joe sending
Samoa
Titus
Joe.
from pillar to post. Now back elbow, and Joe snaps off the enziguri.
That's Joe for years, showing that intensity, the size, the power, and insane athleticism for a man his size. And here comes Shibata.
Shibata.
If you're Samoa Joe's opponent, if you're in the corner like that, a man his size, an enziguri like that is maybe the last thing you expect.
Absolutely.
Shibata says, tag in one of your guys.
Now Camarado, I believe, is a legal man, going to come here and deal with Shibata.
Katsuyori Shibata sending Rhett Titus to the corner. As Camarado, the largest member of the opposition, but Shibata not backing down, chop to the chest. Camarado absorbs it. Shibata does likewise.
Chop battle going on.
Exchange in the center of the ring. Camarado now finally withering under the
Oh, smart from Camarado. Goes for the kitchen sink.
Smart by Nick Camarado to throw that knee in there because he wasn't winning that chop battle.
Oh, pump knee.
He's giving him a size. Look at that running kick.
Yeah, full extension on that boot by Katsuyori Shibata. Miles Hawkins tags in for the first time and just ran into a knee to the midsection.
Oh, that kick.
Round kick right to the
Oh,
spine.
that kick to the back. Oh, my God.
The punishing kick to the spine. And the tag made. Powerhouse Hobbs. The newest member of the Ops, the man that filled in for Hook, who was injured by the Death Riders. And understand, Taz, his recovery is coming closer day by day.
Yeah, he's battling. Hook is battling. He's recovering.
Whoa, what a power slam.
He'll take care of business when the time is right.
No doubt about that. We all know that.
Emphatic power slam there by Hobbs. Now, just mashing.
Jesus
Hawkins
Christ.
in the corner.
Oh, my
Nowhere
God.
for Hawkins to go.
Oh, my God.
Collapsing from that.
Look at the size difference between
Oh, my God.
Hobbs taking the straps down. Be the beginning of the end.
You know, when the straps come down, it means
The
business.
opposition as Hawkins is up, but
Oh, what a spine buster.
what a spine buster and what a
That's
win.
it.
The AEW World Trios Champions, the Ops.
Well, Samoa Joe, Katsuyori Shibata, and Powerhouse Hobbs wasting absolutely no time dispatching their opponents. And something tells me, Taz, it may be a slightly longer affair when Samoa Joe challenges Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship. 2 weeks from tonight, but here come the Death Riders from behind.
Moxley goes right after Joe.
Yuda's getting chased out of here by
Oh,
Hobbs. And wait a minute, he got caught. Yuta did.
Yuta got caught by Hobbs.
Yuta.
Here are the Death Riders.
Oh, to Claudio. Hobbs never knew he was coming.
Arena's right behind.
Look at this thing.
Marina Shafir is hammering someone to our left. Meanwhile, in the ring, look at this fight.
Yet Samoa Joe, he took down the world champion, and now look at this, Moxley backing off from Joe. Remember Joe, he's a
Oh, shit.
Jon Moxley
Joe's
slipped
got him in the coquina.
twice recently.
That chokes in super tight.
And look at Moxley, he's fading, but
Oh, no, 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 not this.
Only that chair upturned.
No. He did this to Hook.
That's how they injured Hook, and
Oh, no.
the Death Riders. Look at that one. Katsuyori Shibata had his back turned, and the numbers of the Death
Damn.
Riders once again allowing them to take advantage. And look at that smirk on the face of the world champion Moxley.
If he puts that clutch on Moxley in Chicago, it's going to be lights out.
Now wait a second, Joe.
Mox!
If you stuck around for the ad break, I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you very much.
You know, it seems to me John Moxley likes to come out here and act like he's a boss. But it seems like when we start throwing hands, he acts like a little bitch.
Well, there's that.
Now, Mox, you
Thank you
came
for
out
that
here
follow
weeks
on
ago,
TikTok.
and
I
you
appreciate
begged for
you.
me. You said you wanted me one-on-one, and all I'm trying to do is give you what you want. But unfortunately, it seems like you don't really want that. But John, you've already made your request. And I say, let's give you and the people what they want. And it's very simple. If I'm gonna fight you for the AEW World Championship.
What's he gonna say?
Mox, you cowardly son of a bitch. Let's do it inside the steel cage.
Oh, okay. Steel cage match, all right.
Samoa Joe raising
I like
the
the sound of
stakes
that.
for Beach Break. We're going to try to find out if it's official, but
Because my name is Samoa Joe.
His name's Samoa
and
Joe.
I will be your next AEW World Champion.
All right.
while we know that in 2 weeks' time at Dynamite
User
Beach
says
Break,
yes.
it will be Samoa Joe challenging John Moxley for the AEW World Championship. But
Yes,
could
indeed.
it be inside a solid steel cage?
Smart move on Joe's part because as we've
That's
seen
for the
before,
Beach
as you
Break
said
edition of
moments ago, the
AEW
numbers
Dynamite
again against
in Chicago.
anyone that opposes John Moxley to death ropes.
Fans coming
Hopefully
up at
Shibata
Double
is
or Nothing
okay.
Sunday, May 25th, the finals of the 2025 Owen Hart Foundation Tournament, where Jamie Hayter will meet this woman, the CEO, to determine the winner of the tournament.
Mercedes Money, thank you so much for sitting down to talk to me.
Thanks for having me.
You know, when I was preparing for this interview, I was thinking back to the first time that we got to sit down like this here in AEW. Something I kept coming back to was how you were saying that you are on a global mission.
That's right, a global mission. And 1 year later, now I'm a global champion.
Yes?
The New Japan Strong Women's Champion, the Rev Pro Undisputed British Women's Champion, and don't forget,
British.
the greatest TBS champion of all time.
British.
Let's talk the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament, the finals, Double or Nothing.
What about the other
you
belt?
versus Jamie Hayter. And the winner of that match goes on to a shot at the AEW Women's Championship at All In, Texas.
I can go on about honoring the legacy of Owen Hart, and you know the Harts, they have a really special place in my heart.
Sure.
But let's get real. This is not about them. It's about me and my legacy. I mean, it was just over a year ago where I won my first ever AEW championship at Double or Nothing.
Yes.
What makes you think that this time's gonna be any different?
Yeah, okay, well, let's talk Jamie Hayter here. She is a former AEW Women's Champion. She's 11-2. That aside, let's just look at the tail of the tape here, because physically, she is both bigger and stronger than you. Do you think that you're underestimating Jamie?
Renee, no, of course not. Look, I've been in AEW for over a year. And what am I? Undefeated. So if you want to talk about records, talk about mine.
Sure, 25-0 in singles competition. Impressive, of course.
I know. Isn't that impressive? Because I've beaten the very best women here in AEW. I mean, hell, I've beaten the very best women all over the globe. I am the best. I am the greatest. I am 4 belts money, and the wrestling world runs on money time. Because every time I step into that ring, I change the game. And I have to give props where it's due. Jamie Hayter is really, really good. She's great. She's tough, she's scrappy, and she reminds me a lot like myself. Except for the terrible Scooby-Doo style. I mean, she wants to be a champion. A champion can't look like a freaking cartoon.
Okay. Guys, double or nothing. You do not want to miss this. May 25th, Glendale, Arizona. We'll see you out there.
Hopefully that's a good match. I am very critical of Monet. Ever since she got to AEW, it was kind of a rocky beginning. But I will admit her last couple of matches for Mercedes Moné have actually been pretty good in AEW. So hopefully she could bring that at Double or Nothing with Jamie Hayter. Let me just check everything else, make sure everything is working. Like I said, we're multi-streaming here on TikTok and YouTube. Now I don't know what is going on with the YouTube. The YouTube looks jacked up. I'm already live. What are you talking about? Okay, now it's working okay. Now it looks okay. Once again, if you're on the TikTok, this is what, the third TikTok stream I've done. I don't know if this shit is actually working. So if you're watching the TikTok right now, thank you for watching. Say hello if you can to let me know it's working. Everything looks fine. You can see my face. We're right now in commercial break, so that's why you don't hear anything, because obviously I can't play any commercials. Don't want to get in trouble or anything like that.
Guys, I'm here with the Patriarchy and the Ring of Honor television champion, Nick Wayne. Nick, next week you head over to Japan, the Best of the Super Juniors. What does it mean to you to represent AEW in New Japan?
Actually, as the patriarch and the leader of this family, I would appreciate all questions being directed to Jay Lethal.
Me?
What can I do for you?
Actually, you can't. Because I'm here to talk to the champ. You see, Nick, there's no secret that a majority of the people here believe that you are incredible in the ring, because you truly are. But you're young, and you still got a lot to learn. In fact, you still got a lot to prove. So, how about you prove something tonight? How about the longest reigning Ring of Honor television champion versus the youngest champion in this company's history?
I don't know. I'm not really warmed up, and I'm not prepared to wrestle tonight. I'm kind of just really focused on Best of Super.
He accepts.
Whoa.
Hey, see you out there, champ.
You want to be a champion? Get your damn head in the game.
Well, looks like we got a little match for tonight, huh?
Yeah, Christian Cage putting the Ring of Honor World Television Champion Nick Wayne on the spot. I guess that
Guess he's gonna have to work tonight.
Right now.
Timeless Tony Storm.
It's timeless time.
I love it. The champ.
Here's Tony Storm.
Everyone fall with a 20-minute time limit. Being accompanied by Luther from Stage 7 at Warner Brothers Studios. She is the AEW Women's World Champion, Timeless Tony Storm.
Tony Storm, who this past weekend was rubbing elbows. Well, some people were rubbing elbows. She was rubbing something else with the luminaries on the TCM Film Festival red carpet, including with George Lucas. But she put out the challenge. She said, in Tony Storm's words, not mine, any bitch that has the itch can step up and challenge her in an eliminator match here tonight. And we understand that there was an influx of applications.
An influx.
But this woman, known as the Pink Striker, the ace of Tokyo Joshi Pro, Miyu Yamashita, throughout the challenge, she said, I will face you, Timeless Tony Storm, here tonight on Dynamite. Let's take a look at the challenger.
At the TCM Film Festival this weekend, AEW
Or not.
Women's World Champion Tony Storm asked if any bitch had the itch.
I love to scratch.
Little did Storm know the itch would be so strong that her challenge would be answered by the franchise player of Tokyo Joshi Pro, Miyu Yamashita. Yamashita will meet Storm in an AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator bout this Wednesday, live on Dynamite, in a match that pits the woman with the most reigns and days as Tokyo Joshi Pro, Princess of Princess Champion, against the woman with the most reigns and days as AEW Women's World Champion. Yamashita is no stranger to this situation and has stepped up to the plate in high-stakes bouts in Ring of Honor and AEW in the past, including defeating Thunder Rosa in an AEW Eliminator bout. With over 1,200 days with the top prize in Tokyo Joshi Pro, Yamashita may be Storm's toughest challenge in an Eliminator bout.
She has that back heel kick that's reminiscent of Aleister Black's Black Mass kick. She hits it with equal amount of force, probably harder than he does, and it's a devastating kick. It is a nasty kick.
From Fukuoka, Japan, Miyu Yamashita.
Timeless Tony Storm, a perfect record in eliminator matches, 9-0. Only 3 athletes have won eliminator matches in the history of the AEW Women's World Championship. Former champion Riho, most recently Anna Jay, but also Miyu Yamashita defeated Thunder Rosa in an eliminator match to earn a shot at the AEW Women's World Championship. Can history repeat itself here tonight? Timeless Tony Storm seems to be on edge.
Well, I tell you about Yamashita. Look at the
Lee Piss break on vacation. What's going on, Mike? How you doing?
Actually, in a mixed tag team match, the Alpha Konosuke Takeshita, he got
I gotta
stunned.
switch
he got
over
dropped
to the
by
screen.
that kick, at least temporarily. So Yamashita, she can kick well above her weight class. A strong Kyokushin karate background, Taz, that very similar to Speedball Mike Bailey. Her ability to fly allows her to strike from unexpected angles.
Right, 2 different arts, one Taekwondo, one karate, but I get
Right now in the ring, Tony Storm, Miyu Yamashita, in a title eliminator match. That means if Yamashita wins the match, she gets a title opportunity whenever she chooses. Thank you for doing the check-in, buddy. I appreciate it.
To the hamstring, Shivani.
Yeah, those kicks are what makes her what she is. You know, you called her, that's her nickname, Excalibur the Pink Striker. She is a striker with those legs.
And striker extraordinaire and somebody who...
Tony off the ropes. Thez press.
Thez press, and now the right hand.
How you doing, Mike? Bye, Mike. I'm sure you just got up to use the restroom and going back to sleep as we're in a different time zone than you, my friend. Hopefully everything is well. Thank you once again for sharing your wonderful pictures from vacation. Hope you get some rest, buddy. Mike right now is on vacation in France. And he's been sharing pictures of his vacation. They're very nice. Makes me feel like I'm there. He's a very good tourist photographer. If you want to hang out in Discord, where we talk wrestling and a bunch of other things, including Mike's vacation, come hang out with Discord right there. That's the Discord link.
Forget my thought. Look at that kick to the face of the AEW Women's World Champ, Shivani. Jeez.
The reach from from the mat, just reaching up.
It's the flexibility, right?
Right.
That's the key. Anybody that's an excellent striker regarding their legs with a martial arts background.
Oh, the kick intercepted.
Nice catch by Tony Storm.
As Yamashita driven face
And
first in
a
the
take
A-frame.
out of the legs from underneath. Tony Storm's got
impressed on
some
the outside,
ideas.
that bald stooge.
Going for a hip attack.
Nobody home for Tony Storm. And
Yamashita got out of the way in time, though. Hey, wait a minute. I don't think this is PG.
What the hell's going on here?
Oh! She kicked the shit out of her ass. She's kicking her ass. She's kicking her ass.
Rapid fire kicks. Look at this Luther.
Good job by Luther.
Intervening.
She was literally kicking her ass. And now Luther gets kicked.
Getting that kick of his own. As Yamashita just...
God, that's not right. Luther's a very old man.
Jesus, those kicks must be lethal.
Leading into that one as the action here in this AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator match continues tonight on Dynamite. Don't...
Wow. Interesting. They go into picture-in-picture. Both women are on the outside. Poor Luther is down on the ground. He got shoved to the ground. Not very nice from Yamashita. She's a little cranky. Uh-oh. What the fuck is she thinking here? Tony Storm is in the corner. Oh! Like a knee strike almost. Trying to take out Tony Storm. Round kicks to the midsection and the sternum. She really is a dangerous striker. Tony Storm is able to turn it around. Both women battling. Yamashita sends Tony Storm back into the ring. Tony Storm is seated in the corner. Yamashita brings her to the center of the ring on her shoulders. Fireman's carry. Tony Storm slips out and puts on a sleeper hold. She's got a sleeper hold. Very nicely applied. Yamashita's trying to fight her way out. She is successful. And more round kicks to the sternum. Those things will bring you down. Tony Storm trying to fight back. Oh, Christ, what a kick to the face. My God. I've never seen Tony Storm in this sort of predicament, to be honest with you. She's kneeing the back of Tony Storm's head in this sort of cobra clutch hold. Throws her over with a hip toss, keeps the hold on, and it's like a modified anaconda vice almost, it looks like. Has her, but it's sort of in her cravat. I've never seen it done before this way. Very interesting. It's also a pin, but really her shoulder's not down, so I don't see how that's a pin. Kind of hard to see the shoulder down. The shoulder would be down there. We head back to the action.
We're back live on Dynamite from the Chartway Arena, Norfolk, Virginia. The AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator match is well underway as we see Miyu Yamashita using that return crush, that leaping run-up enzigiri to drop the champion. And Taz, for the last few moments, it has been all Miyu Yamashita.
Yeah, Yamashita has been in big-time control. The champ right now showing some life, though. Tony Storm right there with a nice forearm.
Yeah, but moved out of the way to get that
Boom.
advantage.
These forearms are nasty, too. They're throwing forearms at each other.
She is.
Definitely, but the champion is no slouch here.
Not just an exchange at the center of the ring. Timeless Tony Storm getting the better, backing up the pink striker to the ropes. So look at this, Yamashita.
Yamashita.
Forward, absorbing the contact.
Wow.
And Tony Storm looks.
Ducks the clothesline attempt.
Waist lock, Tony Storm back elbow.
Breaks the waist lock, does Tony Storm, but a kick to the back of the head, and then a super kick, almost like a thrust kick to the dome. Tony Storm catches the roundhouse, though. German suplex from Tony Storm. Tony Storm should be used to this. She comes from Stardom. This should be right up her alley if you think about it.
And Tony Storm looking for the hip attack.
Oh!
Skull kick.
There it is, the skull kick.
Spinning back heel kick, but Yamashita, she can't capitalize. She's got the champ down, but maybe out. Yamashita making the crawl, the frenzy crawl, the cover.
Tony Storm kicks out at 2 from that
I
kick.
think that delay in that cover by Yamashita was feeling the effects of that released German suplex by the AEW Women's World Champ.
No doubt, Taz. Good call. That's exactly what happened.
Tony Storm blocks the momentum of Yamashita,
Looking for that running knee strike, that crash
not
out of
allowing
the
her
heat.
to get off the ropes. Yamashita goes for a strike. Tony ducks it. Sky high slam. And Yamashita kicks out at 2.
Yamashita able to break free. Timeless Tony Storm looking to press the advantage.
Fisherman suplex, nicely done with a beautiful bridge. And a kick out from
Yamashita
Yamashita.
able to kick out. Great bridge, great arch on that, Taz.
Yeah, Storm really engaged her hips. He had an excellent bridge right there, not able to capture the victory, but it was well done by Storm.
And a great competitive match that we are seeing for Yamashita.
And Aew Yamashita, she has won an eliminator match before in her career, one of only 3 women to do so.
Oh, Death Valley Driver almost.
The champion, but looking to put on more punishment.
Those kicks, man. Those are bell rings.
By Aew Yamashita, she hits the rope, the crash rabbit heat, no.
Another German from Tony Storm.
Tony Storm's got a little momentum there. Right there, if that second German.
Yamashita, who thus far has not had an answer for that German suplex. She's been able to avoid the hip attack before, but not this time.
Good Lord.
Storm 0.
Storm 0.
That's it.
1, 2, 3.
Nice. Good win. Good win for Tony Storm. Who the hell is that screaming dog? Stop whoever that is from screaming.
Timeless Tony Storm remains a perfect 10-0 in eliminator matches across her 4 reigns as AEW Women's World Champion. But all credit to Aew Yamashita, who stepped up to the plate tonight and had the champion in deep, deep water.
Definitely did, but you're dealing with hold on here. Whoa.
Oh, it's the CEO.
Wow. Take a look at what we've got on one side and the other. 2 of the greatest women champions ever looking at each other here.
I love when she does that.
Shut the hell up and say hello to your CEO. Tony, darling, good to see you. You know, after I beat Jamie Hayter at Double or Nothing and win the Owen Cup, I'm coming for what I deserve. The AEW Women's World Championship, darling.
Mercedes Moné, very confident.
Here's Jamie Hayter.
Pump the brakes at Double or Nothing. Mercedes.
In order for Mercedes to go after Tony Storm, she has to beat Jamie Hayter first.
Women's World Champion.
Yeah, Jamie's all about action, not talk.
Oh, the Haterade. As
Mercedes almost got the Haterade.
Running for the fences.
She forgot one of her belts.
She dropped one of her 25 belts.
But Jamie Hayter, she and Timeless Tony Storm have a very complicated history. It could very well be Hayter challenging Timeless Tony Storm at All In Texas coming up this July. But it will be Hayter, Mercedes Moné at Double or Nothing Sunday, May 25th. And who will await the winner?
What is Tony Storm's problem?
You know what I like? I like writing history. And I like making history. And last week on Dynamite, Takeshita and the Canadian assassin, Josh Alexander, they made history. They had one of the greatest tag team matches I've ever seen, and they put down Will Ospreay and the great Brody King. And I loved watching it. I loved it so much. I want to make history again this week with the family. And this week we're going to, because Kyle Fletcher is going to dismantle the Hangman. And then, Kyle, it's on to Double or Nothing for the finals of the Owen, where you will finally put to rest the legend of Will Ospreay. And I can't wait. Go get him tonight, kid.
After I beat Hangman Adam Page tonight, after I beat Will Ospreay at Double or Nothing, I go on to All In. I take the AEW World Championship. The Don Callis family takes its place at the top of the mountain of AEW. You will have no choice but to say my full name.
Let me do it.
Please.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Protostar, Kyle Fletcher!
Why do you do that?
Oh my God.
Why did you
Don
do
Callis
that?
on the
That was
verge of an
weird.
aneurysm, but also on the verge of
That
a
was
huge
weird. Here's the Hurt
night
Syndicate.
for the Don Callis family.
I don't know if you know, but they hurt
Fletcher
people.
And Ospreay, part 2 at Double or
MJF is needed, in my opinion, for these men. I really believe that.
Did he pay you to say that?
Attention, AEW viewing audience. This is an official announcement from the Hurt Syndicate. Now, as you know, we've been discussing adding a 4th member to our ranks. And according to our corporate bylaws, in order to do so, that prospect must receive a unanimous 3 thumbs up. Now, I've had a conversation with the Standard of Excellence and, of course, the Almighty. And we're going to try this one more time.
All right.
So please join me in inviting MJF to join us in the ring.
Here comes MJF. Eventually. There he is. There's MJF. Here's old Maxwell.
So here's the deal, okay? Neither of you guys asked me why I feel like MJF would help the Hurt Syndicate, so I'll answer my own statement question.
We were going to get to it, but we got interrupted by MVP.
All right, go ahead. So I jumped the gun.
Yeah, go ahead, Stan.
Taz, why
Jumped
do you
the gun.
think MJF belongs in the Hurt Syndicate?
Well said, Excalibur.
And what's the 3 thumbs up at Deltron reference?
I just feel like MJF kind of hit on it, man. Like, he knows AEW like the back of his hand. He's an AEW original. I mean, he's a former world champion.
Cut my music, cut my music.
I'm done. There you go. Let's just get to my point, but I can't. He's man's talking.
Sound bites, kid.
And he's worthless. And he's so transparent.
Shelton, I gotta tell you something, man. Can we give it up for Shelton Benjamin? I'm like, look how great this guy is. I mean, come on.
Oh, boy.
Standard of excellence, Shelton Benjamin. Montel, what can I say that already hasn't been said? You're a legend, my man. I love you. One of my oldest friends in this sport. Bob.
Bob, don't call him Bob. I don't think he likes being called Bob.
You have a good car ride in, bud? You have a good
All right,
time?
let's get to the vote. Let's get to the vote. Let's get to the vote. You guys know my position. We'll try this one more time. Remember our discussion. Thumbs up from MVP. Shelton? Thumbs
Thumbs up from Shelton. All it takes is Bobby Lashley.
Steve, one more.
Roberto.
This is suspenseful. This is suspenseful. What is he gonna do? I think he's gonna go thumbs up. I think he's gonna go thumbs up this time. Man, talk about suspense. No, still.
Well, at least he's
still
consistent.
no.
I've never seen so much drama in the thumb.
Christ.
Boy, with MJF. And you know that can't sit well with Max.
Oh, and we're digging it here. Well, two of us are.
You know what, Bob? I think I'm about sick of your shit.
Oh, wow. Easy, Max.
I don't think that's a good idea.
What is it exactly that you want, Almighty? I've given you women. I've helped you win matches, money, cars. What is it that would intrigue you? Oh, I got an idea. How about some Rogaine?
Well, he would know.
You
He's the one that went to
big-balled
Turkey
son of a bitch.
for a hair transplant, so.
Max, this is not good.
Remember, they hurt people.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
That's going to hurt. Bobby Lashley's about to maul MJF.
We hurt people. You want to impress me? You hurt somebody. Okay, just let me go. Okay, Bob. Okay, Bob. Okay. I'm sorry. You made your point, Bob. This is about town. You made your point.
Jesus Christ. How scary is that? That's got to be straight up terrifying.
A flat out sound that you heard. Everybody, our audience heard, we heard what Lashley said, basically more or less paraphrasing. He wants MJF to prove himself that he can hurt people. That's what we heard him say.
You talk too much.
Wow, what a moment.
So we have to wait another week to see if MJF is going to be joining the Hurt Syndicate. Now Bobby Lashley tells him if he wants to impress the Hurt Syndicate, he has to hurt people.
Well, I think MJF,
not buy them cars,
cool
not bring them women.
And then once he lost his cool and started talking
I gotta hurt people.
junk to Lashley, which is not
That's
a
what
good
they
move.
do.
And
I think Lashley, he just looked over his shoulder as if inviting MJF to continue running his mouth.
Well, it's pretty evident just by hearing what Lashley said to MJF. He
So
wants
who
him
is
to prove
MJF
himself.
gonna
He wants
hurt
to see, again, paraphrasing,
in order to
MJF
impress the Hurt
people.
Syndicate?
I mean, before he just says, "Hey, thumbs up. You get my thumbs up. You're in, you're with our group." You know,
But Taz, as you've been saying, MJF, an AEW original, somebody that knows this place like the back of the hand,
the
back
former
of his
world
hand.
champion.
But does he possess the destructive force of Bobby Lashley, of Shelton Benjamin, of MVP?
No, in my opinion, I feel MJF is a different type of destructive force. Unless you don't become an AEW world champion by being soft in the ring. The guy can go, obviously. Come on, go ahead.
We shall see how this one will play out, but 1 week ago on Dynamite, Dax and Cash, FTR, they returned from their suspension, but they were not by themselves. They had some very surprising representation. Let's take a look at what transpired.
There's been a change of plans.
In 2024, I said I was looking for a tag team. And by God, I found one.
They are living legends. 10-time world tag team champions, FTR.
And I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, what does a tag team like that have to do with someone like me? Well, I'll just explain. I get things done. That suspension expunged. That fine will be reimbursed. And we prove that anyone who gets in our way will be stopped. Look at Daniel Garcia. Adam Cole, Tony Schiavone, Nigel McGuinness, Adam Copeland, and even the damn Rock and Roll Express. FTR has
Last week was the Rock and Roll Express that got taken out.
And win back their AEW World Tag Team Championships.
I mean, FTR, their resume speaks for itself. They don't
Now
have
it's
to
time
act this
for
way.
Nick
They certainly
Wayne
don't have to
take
bring
on Jay
Wesley
Lethal.
Hathaway into things.
I believe
Stinking
this
the
is
grass is what
non-title
he is.
action. Nick Wayne is the Ring of Honor TV champion.
It's for the Ring of Honor World
Oh, it is for the
Television
championship.
Introducing from Seattle,
for the
Washington,
championship.
weighing 179 pounds, he is the Ring of...
Wow. Unreal. That is embarrassing.
A little dissension in the patriarchy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the World Television Champion Nick Wayne, and now, Christian Cage!
Damn, that is rough. I mean, Christian just upcut the ROH TV Champs intro, man.
Well, he's a self-absorbed glory hog is what he is. We've known that from the get-go, and he knows it too.
And we've heard it over the last few weeks from Nick Wayne that there was a plan for Christian Cage and for that contract to challenge for the AEW World Championship. It wasn't supposed to go down the way it did. Nick Wayne, I believe, he thinks that Christian Cage jumped the gun.
Just interrupt. I know Christian more than most people in this company. I know him that long. Sure. He's always been a douche. And that's not changing. Right? He's just a big
He's always been a douche.
I'm sorry. It's got close.
We'll touch more on this in a moment. Let's go back to the ring in the Dapper Yap with Justin Roberts.
And the challenger from Elizabeth, New Jersey, weighing 223 pounds, Jay Lethal!
Excalibur, as you know, Nick Wayne's got his hands full with this man right here with this ROH TV belt.
Certainly does. Jay Lethal, two-time former Ring of Honor World Television Champion. The longest overall, longest combined reign of any champion at nearly 800 days. And the second longest reign of any individual champion, Jay Lethal, second only behind Samoa Joe. Lethal, I mean, he's done it all. He's seen it all in Ring of Honor, and now he has a chance to end Nick Wayne's reign in
I didn't know this match was going to be for the title so soon. But, hey, good for Nick Wayne, good for Jay Lethal. Hopefully this will be a good match. Nick Wayne, very young. Youngest Ring of Honor champion in company history.
A phenomenal athlete.
But he is that good. Not adhering to the code of honor.
No respect to the vet, but the thing is with Lethal, to your point,
Collar and
Schiavone,
elbow
this
tie up.
guy,
Jay Lethal
headlock
takes over
takedown
with the
there.
side headlock
Lethal
takeover.
is one of the most decorated pro wrestlers
Reversed on
for
that.
so many years, as you guys know. So he's respected in locker rooms
Another
everywhere.
side headlock takeover from Lethal.
Christian Cage
Leg
for the
scissor
last few
escape.
weeks
Side
talk about
headlock, leg
the
scissor
opportunities
escape.
that he's
And Nick
generated
Wayne
for
slides
Nick
out
Wayne, that,
to
he
get a little
allowed
bit
Nick
of
Wayne
rest. Maybe get
to
a
go to Japan to
couple
compete in the
tips
prestigious Best
from
of the
Christian
Super
Cage.
Juniors tournament coming up this summer. That he pulled the strings to get the match for Nick Wayne to challenge Commander for the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. I would argue that Nick Wayne did that himself. He did that by his body of work. But Christian Cage earlier tonight, very hasty to accept this challenge from Jay Lethal on Nick Wayne's behalf.
Well, it could have. I mean, you never know. Christian behind the scenes, he might have helped get that done for Nick Wayne to head over to Japan. I mean, Christian's always been a major politician, so it could be.
Fans on Wednesday, May 21st, we're at the Rio Rancho Center in Albuquerque, and we are also coming to El Paso on May 28th. June 4th, we're back in Denver for a big night of Fighter Fest. And 4 hours of AEW are coming to the Moda Center in Portland, Oregon on Wednesday, June 11th.
I think they're cheering for Nick's mom.
I got a little bit of an issue, obviously, with Christian Cage and my issues with him, but
wow.
I'm telling you right now, he's always just been a bad guy. Just always.
Sure. Self-absorbed. I don't know what he has over that beautiful Mother Wayne.
Well, he told us she'd be working in a Waffle House if it wasn't for her. That's what he said to her.
Oh, now, you know what? And that's him talking.
Well, right now, Nick Wayne doing a good job of
Nick
fighting
Wayne's sent into the
attack
corner.
from Jay Lethal, but
Jay Lethal, too much of a veteran for that. Hits him with a couple arm drags.
Good arm drags there, and you got to watch Nick. He's slippery and he's quick, super athletic. Is
Off
Nick
the
Wayne.
ropes is Nick Wayne, another arm drag. Cartwheel into a basement drop kick.
Well, to Excalibur's point, it's a lot
And
of
again,
experience
Jay Lethal,
advantage
this
that
is nothing new.
Lethal has over Nick. Even though Nick,
He's a veteran. He can do this with his eyes
He's got a lot
closed.
of experience for a young guy. He started very young.
Yeah, Nick Wayne with nearly 8 years of
Jay Lethal's probably forgotten more about wrestling than Nick Wayne has learned in his young career, but Nick Wayne answers back with a jumping Rana.
Fires
Very
off
nice.
the Rana on the floor. Jay Lethal did not see that coming.
Yeah, that was impressive right there by Nick Wayne, and you're right, Lethal
Very
didn't
nice.
expect it one bit.
Yeah, the referee moving back Christian Cage.
As Nick Wayne makes it into the ring to break the count, resets.
Yeah, that was smart. Referee Bryce Rensburg has to reset the count when that happens. And now doing some damage is Wayne.
Lethal driven hard into the steps at ringside. Nick Wayne, Jay Lethal for the Ring of Honor World Television Championship continues live on Dynamite.
All right, they're in commercial break. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this morning we dropped a new episode of the Ringside Rundown podcast. It is a podcast that I co-host with my friend Shay Hickson. If you would like to check that out, that is available right there. If you're on Twitch, you can click the link right there. That is a Spotify link, but the podcast is available wherever you listen to podcasts. It doesn't have to be Spotify. It could be Apple. It could be Audible. It could be Amazon Music. It could be iHeartRadio. Wherever you listen to podcasts, just search the Ringside Rundown. You can hit subscribe, hit follow, and then you'll never miss an episode. If for some reason you don't use a specific podcast platform, you don't really listen to podcasts, but you want to check out the Ringside Rundown podcast, you could do so on YouTube. Full episodes on YouTube as well. If you go to youtube.com/@ringsiderunpod. Full episodes there. Plus, we're multi-streaming, so this same exact stream is available on YouTube as well. YouTube is not I can't even speak. Monetized, so there are no commercial breaks, no advertisement breaks to interrupt your stream viewing. If you want to check it out there, you could do so. Yeah, and like I said, we just started doing streams on TikTok. This is only like the third TikTok stream. So please, if you're in the TikTok stream, if you're watching along, if you could see everything, because I can't tell if it's working. I just turned the thing on and I think it's working. Don't be afraid to say hello. Would love to get to know you. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, the main event, I guess, would be coming after this match, which will be Hangman Page and Kyle Fletcher in the semi-final for the Owen Hart Cup tournament. And this will determine who would go on to face Will Ospreay at Double or Nothing, May 25th on pay-per-view. I don't know if I'm buying the pay-per-view this month, to be honest with you. You know, $50 is a steep price. So I don't necessarily know if I'll be buying the pay-per-view this month. But I will let you know, because anytime we do any pay-per-view purchases or anything like that, I don't do streams for AEW pay-per-views, but I do stream them for our Twitch subs and Twitch moderators in Discord. So if you want to come hang out with us in Discord, if you want to talk wrestling, whether it's WWE, AEW, TNA, Ring of Honor, CMLL, AAA, Stardom, Marigold, whatever you want to talk about, you can do so in Discord. There's also a section in the Discord for things like music, movies, TV shows, gaming, sports. All that stuff is there in the Discord. Also, if you're a content creator, you can let me know, and I'll make sure that the bot pings every time that you go live on Twitch. So, maybe take advantage of that if you're a content creator. I don't know. But we're in commercial break right now. We just left Nick Wayne defending the Ring of Honor TV Championship against Jay Lethal as we head back to the action.
CBS and Max, Nick Wayne, the Ring of Honor World Television Champion, earning that distinction just 2 weeks ago. Now looking to make his first defense against two-time former champion Jay Lethal, as Nick Wayne has turned the tables on Lethal, concentrating on that lower back, Taz.
Yeah, and that's the right thing to do, because Lethal's always had such a dynamic offense, and You got your lower back issues, man. It's tough to be dynamic. That was crafty, though, by Lethal.
Yeah, put on the brakes, baited in Wayne. Now the roll-up.
Lethal
Shoot.
almost had the win there.
Lethal keeping tight to his
Backslide.
opponent. Yeah, the backslide. Wayne and Lethal lost the arm, but instead steps
Mahi
over
Straw
the Mahi
cradle.
Straw again to Wayne.
And Nick Wayne
able
kicks
to
out.
kick out. As Nick Wayne swing Lethal.
Oh. Backbreaker, flatliner combo. Like nobody's business. Again, like I said, Jay Lethal has probably forgotten more wrestling than people have learned in their careers. He's been around for multiple decades, multiple gimmicks, multiple characters.
Very controversial statements, at least as far as Sanjay Dutt is concerned.
Right. Well, the world would be, to be honest with you. Oh, brother.
Wow, Lethal
trying to hit the King's elbow here.
This guy can fly, too, but look at this. Good job here by Nick Wayne.
Nick Wayne stops the momentum.
Well, Jay Lethal was probably trying to go for that big elbow.
And Lethal making that ascent to the top, but Nick Wayne cutting him off, and now Wayne maybe thinking superplex.
Wow.
But can he get the larger opponent over the top? Lethal shots to the body, now elbow strike. Uh-oh. Wayne sent crashing into the mat right in front of Kip Sabian, right in front of Mother Wayne and the patriarch Christian Cage.
Yeah, Nick's in trouble here, Tony. Got him in position, Taz, exactly where he wants him.
Lethal.
Oh no, he turned it into a pin. Ooh, I don't know, that was kind of a slow count.
Great counter.
That was kind of a slow count, not gonna lie.
Lethal snapping off the dragon screw.
Oh, he turned it into a small package.
Avoided and countered by Nick Wayne. Wayne telegraphed that now. Lethal.
Schoolboy.
Two. And
whoa.
Lethal using those powerful legs to explode out.
A lot of near falls. Anyone can get caught at any time on all these quick near falls.
Yeah, these two guys are tearing it up, guys. This is a
Oh.
great matchup.
Jay Lethal, a rare misstep in the ring. Nick Wayne taking advantage. The
round kick
as Lethal stunned. As now, Nick Wayne.
Fisherman brainbuster.
Inverted, or crisscross fisherman's buster. 2 and 3.
That was nice. I've never seen that before. It's like he crossed the legs and hit him with a fisherman buster.
Wow, still not 20 years old.
Well, he caught Lethal. Lethal's holding the side of his head and his ear there. So it might have been.
Yeah, that roundhouse kick.
That might have got him, yeah.
That rocks Lethal, but
definitely could bust an eardrum and knock the equilibrium out. And good luck kicking out when that happens.
A very impressive performance here tonight by Nick Wayne, who can now turn his attention as you see the vanquished Jay Lethal is
Christian just took the championship. Yeah, I was going to say that the champion can't even hold his belt after he wins the darn thing. What?
Oh, I see. Okay.
I get it now.
All right. Well, he's a proud father. And I can respect that.
It's not even his son. It's not even his son.
Well, Nick Wayne with an abundance of momentum as he turns his attention to New Japan Pro Wrestling coming up in just a few days, where he will take part in the nearly 1 month long Best of the Super Junior tournament. As Nick Wayne victorious. And gentlemen, I understand that we have some breaking news in regard to Beach Break coming up in Chicago in 2 weeks' time. Tony Schiavone, we know that it will be Jon Moxley and Samoa Joe for the AEW World Championship, but that's not all.
Joe said, let's put it in a cage. Tony Khan says,
Steel
yes,
cage match
cage.
made official for the
2 weeks
AEW World
away.
Championship in 2 weeks.
Taz,
AEW Dynamite Beach Break. Jon Moxley defends the title against Samoa Joe.
Then we might crown a new world champion in Samoa Joe come Chi-Town.
All right.
The steel cage match amongst the most dangerous matches in professional wrestling, and this match could have major ramifications for Double or Nothing coming up on May 25th.
As the desert sun sets, The stars light up the night.
AEW's Double or Nothing.
The event that started it all.
It starts now, and it starts forever.
The brightest stars bring a whole new light.
Double or Nothing, it will be the finals of the 2025 Owen Hart Foundation Tournament.
And the only woman that is stopping me from getting to All In is you, Jamie Hayter.
AEW Double or Nothing.
Mercedes Moné, Jamie Hayter, the finals of the 2025 Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament goes down live as Double or Nothing comes to Glendale, Arizona, the Desert Diamond Arena on Sunday, May 25th. And
That's
we are
a great matchup, guys, I'm telling you.
Yeah, Taz, we are moments away from our main event here tonight to find out who will face Will Ospreay on Sunday, May 25th at the 2025 Owen Hart Foundation Finals.
Hangman Page, Kyle Fletcher.
Beating Kevin
Gonna be
Knight.
good.
Kanosuke
I'm surprised. I would have opened the show with this match. I wouldn't have put it in the main event, but I get it. Now looking back at that 8-man tag match was kind of nuts. I mean, I still think it could have been. It could have been a good main event. I think it could have been a good main event.
Some of the greatest athletes in the world have been in this tournament. Can't
they
wait
had
to
some
see
matches to play
who
with.
goes on to Double or Nothing.
Your main event tonight is a semi-final match in the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament for one fall. Being accompanied by Lance Archer and Don Callis. From Sydney, Australia, weighing 239 pounds, the Bruno Star, Kyle Fletcher.
Those glasses are ridiculous. Who would actually wear those glasses in public?
With a victory here tonight.
Oh my God, those glasses look
Would
crazy.
go on to Double or Nothing, or would go on to Double or Nothing.
The whole pink outfit is crazy. The whole pink outfit is
Hart
nuts.
Foundation Tournament. A
That
match
jacket is
that Fletcher is
something
frothing at the mouth for, and an opportunity to prove that he has exceeded, he has surpassed Will Ospreay.
Yeah, it's personal. I don't think there's any question about that. And I don't think there's any question about the fact that Kyle Fletcher is a one phenomenal athlete, that he especially is. Don Callis, one of his henchmen, named Lance Archer, have joined us.
So I don't know who I'm going to be rooting for in this match. I mean,
Fletcher, the protostar,
I would love to see a Ospreay Hangman match. I think that'll be a lot of fun. I think they're going to rip it up. We already know Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay are capable of ripping it up, but that's the thing. I think we've seen a lot of Kyle Fletcher. We've seen a lot of Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay. We've seen that in back-to-back pay-per-views already. I think it's time to maybe move on to something else.
Pretty sure our average creek's about, I don't know, about 150-something miles from where we are here in Norfolk, so home field advantage for sure.
Hangman, proud member of the Commonwealth of Virginia, a former AEW World Champion, former AEW World Tag Team Champion. And could he be a finalist in the 2025 Owen Hart Foundation Tournament? We are about to find out, and fans to learn
Bell
more
rings.
about the
Kyle
mission and the
Fletcher
message
runs
of
in.
the
Collar
Owen
and
Hart
elbow
Foundation.
tie-up,
Visit
both men.
OwenHartFoundation.org. As the collar and elbow tie-up, Fletcher reversing Hangman to the ropes. Don, welcome to the desk.
Oh,
Mushes
say
Hangman
Hangman in the
for
face.
lovers, but I'm gonna love watching Hangman get exposed by Kyle Fletcher. Hangman's great. Kyle is too big, too tall, too strong, too athletic.
Jeez.
I don't know what you mean exposed.
He's in there with a former AEW World Champion. Right. I mean, I have no respect for this guy.
He's
Don.
a scumbag. I respect his wrestling. I don't respect his
Snapmare
personality.
takeover from Hangman. Big chop.
Gotta respect that chop.
Yeah, now, I got to tell you, Fletcher might want to be careful trying to exchange hands and toughness with Hangman. That might not be smart, Don. I'm telling you.
We're a little early in the match to be making global statements like that.
No, I'll make any statement I want.
This is a chess move right now. We're playing chess.
That's a chess move.
He's playing pinochle around the campfire.
Hangman Page is not taking the bait. He's letting Kyle Fletcher stall on the outside. Hangman, he's been in there.
Maybe he's afraid to go down there.
I think it's smart what Fletcher's doing to dictate the pace of this match. I actually like what he's doing.
Referee Paul Turner is giving Fletcher the count on the outside. Turner up to 6 now.
I think Hangman's playing a little chess here as well, not following him outside.
Hangman can't even spell chess, Shivani.
Any more cliche lines, Don?
Got more than a whole book here.
You've been in this business 75 years. You got some more better
Jesus
stuff than that,
Christ.
don't you?
Got lots.
Commentary's
All
on
right,
fire tonight.
You're on the mic every week out here. Bring something.
Well, Hangman Page, Kyle Fletcher going to bring it
Drop
here tonight
step
in our
from Kyle
Dynamite main
Fletcher.
event. Waistlock avoided by or escaped by Hangman Adam Page.
Hangman
Fletcher
got the
looking high,
hammer
looking
lock.
low. And now back elbow.
That's
Kyle
one way to
Fletcher
get out of a
escapes
hammer
it,
lock.
turns
Well
into a
done
side
by
headlock of
Fletcher,
his
and then
own.
snatches a strong side headlock.
Hangman
Off the ropes. Ah, but he held on to Hangman's hair.
Full of hair.
That's
from
not
the
legal.
Star,
That's
allowing
not
him to
legal.
maintain control of the head of the Hangman.
That is a perfectly executed standing side headlock by Kyle Fletcher.
Got his weight towards the head, I agree with you, and he's got his weight into the body of his opponent, of Hangman.
Hangman Page. We talked about his professional wrestling resume. Former AEW World Tag Team Champion, former AEW World Champion.
That looked a little weird. I'm not going to lie to you. That looked weird as hell if you're watching at home.
Oh, no.
Oh,
God.
big thunderous shot by Hangman.
Hangman just cracking
rocked by
Fletcher
2 in a
with
row.
these punches. Throws him into the corner turnbuckle, lighting him up with live rounds,
The advantage then was Showboat.
pounding him in the corner, pause.
Well, I mean, listen, Hangman, you mentioned it earlier. We don't want to get into a clubbing match.
Hangman
with him.
answers back with a kick to the midsection,
Fans,
back to the
special
side
program
headlock.
Collision coming up live.
Coming
this
off the ropes
Saturday
is
night,
Kyle
8,
Fletcher,
7
drop
Central
down,
on TBS and streaming on
tip up
Max.
from Hangman,
That's
and
right,
a
we'll be on
big
TBS
boot.
this week for Collisions. Hangman, watch out with some
Oh,
speed.
looked like Hangman wants to put this away early, going for the buckshot.
Bails out.
Wow.
Fletcher says, no thank you.
You had him well scouted.
No thank you, you're not going to catch me with that shit. Oh, what the hell?
Maybe not that far.
Wow.
Fletcher with that one, and fans
Kyle
don't
Fletcher
go
sent
anywhere.
over
Main
to the
event
timekeeper's
continues
area.
live on Dynamite. Kyle Fletcher, Hangman Adam Page.
We're in picture now, so this is a moment for me to do my shitty side commentary. Once again, we're live on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube, so if you're watching on any of those platforms, I appreciate you. Thank you very much for hanging out with me on this Wednesday evening. You could be doing anything else. You could be hanging out with friends. Maybe getting a couple drinks at the bar. I don't know, hanging with your parents, but you're watching me watch professional wrestling, supporting the channels that I am streaming on, whether it's Twitch, TikTok, or YouTube. So if you're doing so, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Just to let you know the rest of the schedule. Tomorrow is a day off. No streams, no nothing. Friday coming back with SmackDown. We're going to be watching SmackDown on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. Saturday is our beefy stream day. We're going to be catching up on Tuesday's NXT. So I'm current on NXT. And then after that, that'll lead us right into AEW Collision. So hopefully you're free that Saturday evening to come hang out with us on Twitch, TikTok, or YouTube. Again, starting that stream on Saturday will be starting at 6:30. So mark your calendars. Send out your text messages to let everybody know you're going to be busy hanging out with me. And if they ask, well, who's Eric? What do you mean you're hanging out with Eric? Well, I don't know. Yeah, Eric's just a guy. Eric's just a guy on the internet doing his thing, and I like hanging out in his streams. And then they'll look at you and it'll be all weird. So maybe don't do that. Maybe that's not a good idea. Just come hang out. Gosh darn it, come hang out. Kyle Fletcher, Hangman Page are on the outside of the ring by the commentary desk. Kyle Fletcher runs Hangman back first into the barricade. That probably doesn't feel good. Hangman Page seated in the corner. Both men roll back into the ring. Kyle Fletcher, his back is looking all scraped up and bloody. So that's fun. Congratulations, Kyle Fletcher. He's so freaking angry he can't even hop up on the bottom rope for added momentum on those kicks. Hangman answers back with chops to the chest. Backing Fletcher all the way to the ropes. Hangman off the ropes catches a knee into the midsection from Fletcher, who mounts Hangman and just starts pounding away on his skull.
Will join Will Ospreay in the finals of the 2025 Owen Hart Foundation Tournament. Will it be Hangman Adam Page or will it be Kyle Fletcher? Fletcher, who over the last few minutes, Taz, as he and Hangman Adam Page were brawling on the outside, he picked up that injury, that bloodied lower back.
To your point, right here, as you can see in the replay, how hard.
Oh, that's what did it.
That LED guardrail, whatever the technical name of it is.
Yeah, Fletcher, his lower back hitting the upper part of that barricade. A contusion.
It looks like a gash, just straight up gash.
Laceration. Tough to tell if he has a big incision there. Might need a stitch or two or three or five.
Fletcher attacking Hangman Adam Page with those kicks.
Yeah,
Fletcher with those round kicks to the sternum, looking like they have no effect on Hangman. Now he's just mushing Hangman with the bottom of his boot. Hangman catches the next round kick, standing, now hitting Fletcher with some big rounds to the skull.
Yeah, big time impact.
Fletcher breaks the wrist hold. Big boot. Hangman answers back with a big boot. Fletcher off the ropes. Almost had Deadeye set up.
Great counters here.
Oh, look at the strength of Fletcher.
Hangman showing his agility. And swing and a miss on both.
Good stuff. Whoa, what a lariat.
Wake up your man, Don. What a shot.
Jesus. Wake up.
What a night it's going to be this Saturday. I'm thrilled to be back on TBS on a Saturday night. We are live on Collision this Saturday. Tony Storm's got a match against Lady Frost, eliminator match.
Lady Frost
and Don
on
Callis,
Saturday
I've been told
in Atlantic
by,
City.
Yes, by
Brody
Tony
King
Khan.
versus
Your
Josh
man,
Alexander.
Alexander will take on Brody King this Saturday on Collision.
You know what? I think it's great. I think this is a big money match, and I can't wait for Josh Alexander and I to take the winner's share of the purse, and we're going to have a big party up in Canada.
Well, looking forward to seeing you on Collision down this Saturday.
Back body drop by Hangman.
And he landed on his hip on that one. He didn't even land back first. He landed on his hip.
2 weeks from tonight, Dynamite Beach Break. We return to Chicago. John Moxley, Samoa Joe for the AEW World Championship inside a steel cage. Who will be AEW World Champion when
Hangman off the ropes with a sliding basement lariat.
Who will the winner of the
Hangman signifying that this is coming to the end. He's tired of messing around with Kyle Fletcher.
You took down Brody.
Fireman's carry.
Wednesday, you guys can do
Kyle
it again
Fletcher
on
fights
Saturday.
out of it.
Listen, Takeshita and Josh did a great job with Ospreay.
Hangman
and
creates some
Brody,
space.
and now we're gonna
Catches
send a
Kyle
message to
Fletcher.
Brody King one more time.
Death Valley driver.
Death Valley driver. The leg is hooked, and Fletcher
And
able
a
to kick
kick
out.
What a great time in AEW. We got Double or Nothing coming out. Great summer ahead. And these great athletes. Look at this, Excalibur.
Beautiful anticipation, beautiful timing, Taz.
Yeah, it was excellent off of that leapfrog by Hangman. Hangman showing a lot of poise, even though this is a battle he's in here with Fletcher.
Man, top to bottom, I'm digging this show, man. These fans in Norfolk have been great. It's going to be a great Saturday in Atlantic City.
Hangman punishing Fletcher in the corner. Fletcher, he may have allowed his rivalry, his hatred for Will Ospreay to blind him to the challenge that's in front of him, Taz. Hangman Adam Page, not somebody to be taken lightly.
No, especially in the state of Virginia or anywhere, but you get my drift on that because Hangman's from Virginia.
Did you know Hangman's from Virginia, according to Taz? Yes, he is from
Hangman,
Virginia.
though, he's moving slow. You can see there's an abrasion on his right shoulder from all the intense action that's been happening.
Up and over,
match,
Kyle
after
Fletcher,
but Fletcher
off the ropes, gets
explosion,
caught.
but into the waiting arms of Hangman Page.
Fall away slam.
Fall away slam.
Needs to get off the apron here.
Yeah, Fletcher Just get to
Tip
his, well, I was
up
about
from
to say get to his
Hangman.
feet before the
I
man
think
did the
Hangman
move,
got a
meaning
second
Hangman,
wind or
but Hangman
something.
kipped up.
Yeah, Hangman springing up to his feet. Now,
Springboard lariat.
Fletcher goes down hard.
Your man is almost out on his feet here, Don.
You'd like that, wouldn't you, Shivani?
Well, I'm not giving an opinion. I'm stating fact right now.
Hangman.
Hangman climbing
to the
top rope. Kyle Fletcher
Almost.
cuts him off.
As Fletcher puts on the brakes for Page.
Yeah, we've seen that moonsault that Hangman does. We don't want to see that here tonight.
Ooh, what an Enziguri and a super kick.
Combination of kicks.
Long,
I don't like this. I don't like this.
And now.
Oh! Nope. No, thank
I think
you.
if he rolls him
No,
in, if he
thank
can,
you.
If he can roll the Hangman in, he'll win the match.
We're going
Owie.
to roll all the way to the finals of the Owen after that move.
No, Tony, I think you made a very important distinction right there. If Fletcher can. Right now, he can't.
The referee is checking on Hangman after this devastating
Oh my God.
brainbuster right there.
That angle right there is crazy.
That is
Oh!
And Taz, obviously Hangman Adam Page, he takes the brunt of the impact, but that is not something that Fletcher
They're on the
escapes
barricade
unscathed.
right now on the outside.
His body gets beaten up too.
What is he going to do on the barricade? There's not a lot of room there, buddy.
And I get it.
Not a lot of real estate.
They want to go to the finals of the Owen.
Hangman.
Oh, shit.
The boot of Fletcher slipped out.
Got back up.
As Hangman Adam Page now trying to find his footing on the barricade. He does the moonsault.
Moonsault catch.
Hoists Fletcher up.
Oh, tombstone. Holy shit, let's go.
Oh, do not go anywhere. Our main event continues live on Dynamite.
Picture in picture. After that wicked tombstone catch. Kyle Fletcher moving his digits. He's feeling a little tingly down his spine after catching a tombstone. Both men are on the outside. Once again, if you're watching on Twitch, TikTok, or YouTube, don't be afraid to say hello. We're coming into the last little bit of the stream, so if you want to drop your follows, please do so. If you drop your follows, you'll never miss a notification of when I go live. I go live for every Monday Night Raw, AEW Dynamite, SmackDown, and on Saturdays, we catch up with NXT, and we watch AEW Collision. Anytime there are WWE PLEs, I'm also doing a live stream for those as well. Only on Twitch, those. WWE PLEs are only on Twitch because YouTube and TikTok are kind of strict with their TOS, with their copyright stuff. So we don't want to get in trouble. We don't want to get our channels nuked. But again, if you're watching on any of those platforms, whether you're watching on Twitch, TikTok, or YouTube, don't be afraid to say hello. Both Kyle Fletcher and Hangman Adam Page are both in the ring right now, trying to get to their feet. We're coming up on the closing minutes of this match. There might be an overrun. But either way, we will be here to the very end. Both Kyle Fletcher and Hangman are on their knees. Fletcher, not a lot of power behind his punches. Can't say the same for Hangman, though. They got to get to their feet, as they do. Both men are on their feet right now, just trading punches to the skull. Hangman getting the momentum, driving Kyle Fletcher back to the corner, pounding away, leaving Kyle Fletcher seated in the corner, covering up, cowering up, so he doesn't take any more of these punches. Hangman gives him a little bit of a break. Kyle Fletcher answers back with a super kick. Kyle Fletcher lifts Hangman Page to have him seated on the top turnbuckle. Follows him up standing on the second rope. Looks like he's going for a superplex. This is not going to feel good on any man's back, whether you're giving the move or receiving the move. Hangman slides out the back, doesn't take any impact from the move, and drops Kyle Fletcher horizontal across the turnbuckle. Now we've reversed positions where Hangman is in control. Looks like he's going to the very top, bringing Kyle Fletcher along with him, and going to drop him with a superplex.
Page delivering a thunderous superplex to Kyle Fletcher here in the semifinal round match in the 2025 Owen Hart Foundation Tournament.
Kyle Fletcher has that laceration on his back,
Sunday, May
so that
25th,
superplex probably didn't feel good. It probably didn't feel good at all.
And of course, the winner of that will get a world title shot at All In. So much on the line here
back to
tonight.
throwing punches
All in
from the
Texas
knees.
coming up on Saturday, July 12th.
We make fun of this spot
Field
very
in
much
Arlington Park
on this channel.
Of a huge series of events
It's
coming
just
to Texas.
hilarious, but
later
both
this
men are
summer.
back
But
on their
before we
feet.
turn our attention to that, Hangman Adam Page is battering Fletcher, Taz.
Fletcher reverses the whip. Hangman comes off with a forearm, cracks Kyle Fletcher.
He's hanging tough for sure. Is Fletcher.
Kyle Fletcher with a big boot.
Good job by Kyle.
A high boot delivered by Fletcher, but
Hangman tried to answer back with a lariat, almost clubbed Kyle in the side of his head.
Right upside the head.
I just said that,
Worried
Taz.
about that contusion on the back. That's right around the kidneys, Taz.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, half and halfer.
It is not often you see Hangman Adam Page.
Half and halfer caught Hangman good.
This match as long as it takes until the
Pop up power bomb.
Fletcher just barely made
Wow.
it back out.
Oh, yeah, that power bomb was brutal. Fletcher, like you said, man, barely kicked out, but he was able to, but it was close.
One of these men will go on, as you said, Excalibur. Who would it be? Well, that is so awesome. Back and forth it goes. Back and forth it goes.
And Tony, as you said, we're going to stick with the action. No more breaks here tonight.
No more
we
breaks.
We are going to find out who will face Will Ospreay on Sunday, May 25th at Double or Nothing.
Both men fighting for position. Hangman maybe going for the beach break, but Kyle Fletcher fights out of it. I called it beach break. It's actually Deadeye. I'm sorry.
That's the danger.
I got my moves confused.
Yeah, you could get caught. Nice counter by Hangman. Oh,
There it is. Deadeye.
Cover it. Cover made. Leg is hooked.
Kyle Fletcher kicks out of the Deadeye. Of course he kicks out of the
So
Deadeye.
close. We almost had it right there. Come Arizona at Double or Nothing on the 25th of May. We almost had Ospreay and Hangman.
What always amazes me about this sport is what we're seeing in front of us right now. The two men pushing each other to the brink.
And fans, we mentioned that collision coming up this Saturday live, 8/7 Central on TBS and Max. Lady Frost, who is red hot, and CMLL.
Oh shit! I didn't see you there.
Great win-loss record, I believe. 14 out
from
of
New York,
17
it'd be
win
called the
victories in
dead
CMLL.
ass.
She will face time
Very
with Tony
nice.
Storm.
Very nice, Anubis. Very nice.
TBS and Max plus Josh
The
Alexander.
dead
Brody
ass.
King. One on
Oh
one,
my
but right now,
God.
Hangman Adam Page making the ascent.
Hangman, holy fuck! He went for a moonsault and caught 2 feet to the
Fletcher's
face.
gonna win this thing.
Fletcher,
Jack him up.
like a last ride sit-out powerbomb. Hangman, buddy. That was at 2.75.
Freaking match is unbelievable here.
It's all on the line, Shabani. It's all on the
Golly.
line for the family, for Kyle Fletcher, and for this company right now with what's going on in the ring
That
right
was
now.
close.
Don, how much about this, or how much is this about winning the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, and how much is this about revenge on Ospreay?
His left leg looked wonky as fuck during that movie. Yeah, it looked like he caught, like he didn't get his left leg kicked out, and it like caught underneath.
They're gonna win this one.
Oh, running leg lariat.
Great extension on that boot into the jaw of Hangman, and now Fletcher, brainbuster. No,
Going for the
Hangman
brainbuster.
counters out.
Hangman
The waistlock.
counters out.
O'Connor roll. Hangman.
O'Connor roll.
Lost him for a moment, and
Woo,
Fletcher
that was
fell.
close.
Those O'Connor rolls are tough on guys that are tall. Watch out.
It was
here.
like folded in between him and Kyle. Yeah. Another running leg lariat.
The ropes with that boot, but Fletcher explodes with
This
that
match is
running
great.
Gamagiri.
You gotta close the distance.
I'm not gonna lie.
on that
This match is
buckshot.
pretty good.
Don't create space to give him momentum. You gotta get in
Pretty
close.
good.
I also think, and you're right, I also think that Hangman kind of showed his hand how quick he went out there. You know what I mean? For that buckshot.
Great point.
I don't like where this is
Now
headed.
Fletcher on the apron with Hangman Page.
Thankfully, Hangman escapes the move. I don't like this either. Oh, dead Dead ass.
It is done.
Gotta roll him in the ring.
Yeah, you're right, Shimon.
Yowza.
That's all I think
He hit the
has to
dead
do.
eye on the
He's still
apron,
holding
and
his-
if you're a wrestling fan, you know that's the hardest part of the ring. Ori Horror moonsault. The dead ass B. That's gonna be my finisher in 2K. That's gonna be my finisher in 2K. As a matter of fact, my Rise character is gonna be that kind of guy. He's gonna be from New York. He kicked him in the balls, by the way. Brain buster. That's it.
That's it. Makes the cover. 2, 3.
Oh, he kicked out. He kicked out. He got kicked in the balls, dropped with the brain buster, and he still kicked out.
Wasn't enough. I don't know how. Page kicked out. Hangman Adam Page digging deep. But
Dead ass B? Was it? I thought Dead ass B was mine. I thought I created Dead ass B a long time ago. Either way, I'm gonna do it again anyway. He can't do it. He doesn't have the game. I'm gonna take it. Maybe I think it was. I think it was me that did it.
Fletcher charges.
I'm gonna bring him back. I'm gonna bring him back.
Again, that high shot into the jaw.
Yeah, it was at my house. I think it was me. I'm gonna bring him back. I'm gonna get him the white tank top, the fitted. See if I can fit him with some
You're in
Timbs.
good shape, I think, here, Callis.
I think we're looking good here.
Is the low blow that took the wind out of the lungs of
Hangman just tried to lariat while they're standing on the ropes.
Kyle holding on here, Taz.
He's hitting him with lariats.
Strength and toughness for sure.
Just make Eddie Kingston. Yeah, you're right. That's all I gotta do is make Eddie Kingston.
Lariat from the ropes. And now Hangman.
Buckshot from the top rope? What was that?
Oh my God, he's gonna. He's done.
Buckshot, it's over. Hangman wins. Why is his back bleeding like that? Hangman threw him into the barricade, and the barricade is that LED board, so I think one of the LED boards kind of scraped him because he landed high on the back like that. It was crazy.
Great battle right there to see who heads the Phoenix on May 25th at Double Nothing to face Ospreay. Now we know who it is, the Hangman.
Hangman and Ospreay. I don't know if that's ever happened before. Either way, that's gonna be good.
Hangman Adam Page. The low blow was very nearly the end of the night. Fletcher thought he had Hangman. I think everyone here at the desk, everyone in the arena thought Fletcher had Hangman.
I totally agree.
Everyone except Adam Page.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that one buckshot out of the
That one buckshot killed him there. He buckshotted off the top rope. Pause.
Boom, forget about it.
I never want to say that phrase again.
It is official.
Thank you, Andy, in the TikTok chat for saying thank you. Thank you, Andy.
Live on pay-per-view, Prime Video, and you can join us in person at the Desert Diamond Arena. It is Will Ospreay, Hangman Adam
Will
Page,
Ospreay, Hangman Adam Page. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. Again, I don't think I'm ordering the pay-per-view this month because $50 is kind of steep this month, but we shall see.
Texas on Saturday,
You never know.
July 12th in Arlington at Globe Life Field. And fans, we will see you this Saturday night for Collision, streaming on Max and on TBS for this week. We will see you then this Saturday night.
Bro, to start doing those yum NPC emotes streaming on TikTok. No, thank you. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I don't even think, is that still a thing now? Is that still a fad? I don't even think people do that anymore. I haven't seen any of those streams in forever, thank God. But that was the end of AEW Dynamite. A pretty good episode of Dynamite. I enjoyed the wrestling that was on there. The matches were great. So a pretty solid episode of AEW Dynamite. We saw Toni Storm defeat Miyu Yamashita. We saw a pretty sick 8-man tag match, which saw the Elite and Ricochet defeat Kenny Omega, Speedball Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight, and Mark Briscoe. We saw Nick Wayne defeat Jay Lethal in a great match. And we even saw the Ops. The Ops got a win. Thank you for the thank you, Steven. I was waiting for you to ooh after that. Yeah, you won't catch me oohing anything. I don't ooh anything. Oh man. All right, so basically now this is the end of the stream where I go through all the particulars and tell you where you can find all the Ringside Rundown content. Like I said, we just dropped an episode of the Ringside Rundown this morning. Check it out. It's us answering questions. We still had to answer a lot of questions about WrestleMania. People still wanted to talk about WrestleMania. So check that out. It's available on all podcast platforms. All you got to do is just search for the Ringside Rundown. Hit subscribe on whatever platform you use. If you do not use a platform, you can always find the episode on YouTube. YouTube.com/@RingsideRunPod. Do me a favor, if you want to hang out with us, check us out in Discord. That's where we hang out. We talk wrestling. We also talk movies, music, sports, gaming, TV shows, and also for content creators, if you want to share your content, you could do so in the Discord. And we also have a merch store where you can get merch. You can get t-shirts. You can get tank tops. You can get hats. You can get coffee mugs. You can even get swim trunks. You can even get swim trunks. Did you know you can get Ringside Rundown swim trunks? You should get those. You should get one of those, Anubis. I think you would look good in some Ringside Rundown swim trunks. So possibly check that out if you get a chance. And like I said, the next stream will be, today's Wednesday, so the next stream will be on Friday. Next stream will be on Friday. I want to say thank you to everybody who popped into the streams, whether it be on Twitch, whether you're Mike or Anubis. Thank you for popping in and saying hello. Also, if you're on the TikTok streams, thank you for all the follows and all the likes on the TikTok streams. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And now it is the end of the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching AEW Dynamite with me. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you had fun here. I hope you learned something during this 2-hour and 26-minute stream. I hope you gained a new found love for professional wrestling. I can't make a clip short enough to just extract the ooh, lucky as fuck. You're not gonna catch me. You're not gonna catch me. It's never gonna happen. You hear me? Never gonna happen. I'm never, ever, ever going to say that on stream for you to clip and use it against me. You like how I did that? You like how I did that? I foiled your plan. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. You can't make me say it. It's not gonna happen. Too bad. So sad. I'm not saying the word. Say what? I am not gonna say the word that you want me to say. It is not happening. It's not gonna happen. Guys, thank you very much. As I say goodbye to TikTok, let me shut off the TikTok. Thank you guys. Have a good night on TikTok. All right. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. It's not going to happen. Keep dreaming. It's not going to happen. Anyway, guys, see you later. I'm out of here. I'm going to get something to eat. Bye.